Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome yourselves to the grand finals coverage of NTF2CL, all the French tournaments. We are here on essentials.tf. You're joined tonight with me, not Stephen J. Max on production, and Ben Plunder is going to be in the co-caster seat. How are you doing tonight, Ben?
Oh, dude, absolutely great, thank you. And what a great time to return to France. It's the grand final of the NTF2CL 2024 edition, as you stated. And we've got a big prize pot up for play between these two teams, right? There's a fair few keys on the line, and 7 teams entered this one. Only 2 remaining. We have Gully Vaches and we have Jarate Kid coming into this grand final, playing for all the marbles.
Yeah, Gully Vache or Gully Cows, as I am probably going to call them for the rest of the game, are coming into this one undefeated in the playoffs. They have made their way all the way through this upper bracket. These teams not playing each other during the playoff section. Obviously, did play each other. Sorry, yesterday during the round robin. However, the Jarate kid on the other side, the Jarate kids, these 6 players did claw their way through that lower bracket final, winning 2-0 and in a decisive second map just recently on stream. So if you didn't catch that one and would like some more context to it, feel free to go watch the VOD on that. But these teams, they've been looking strong. Gully Vashes, they may have won all their games, but some of them have been very close, Ben.
Yeah, I would like to point out, obviously, with a tournament like this, is this mixed cup is like one of the most intense TF2 events of like the entire calendar. They're playing a crazy amount of games in just 2 days. So, in my opinion, there's some sort of like advantage from coming from the top half of the bracket, not just in the sense of that they've won all their games today, but they've played less TF2. They're not going to be as burnt out and as tired after going through these lower bracket runs, because these lower brackets in these like double elim tournaments where it's all played out in one day can be absolutely brutal for those teams sort of slugging away, playing pretty much continuously all afternoon into the evening.
Yeah, it can be a huge slugfest, and yeah, fatigue definitely plays a role. Then it's 21 now for them. It's getting later into the night. They're going to want this one over and done with. So these teams, hopefully, they bring their absolute A game here. But maybe a little about the format, because it's maybe something that our viewers have not seen before. So this is going to be a draft cup. Essentially, the team captains are given a certain part of the pot, a little bit of money, and they're said, okay, here are your players you can pick. Here are the classes that you can pick them on. And then you have to try to create a team throughout that. So we're going to see some players on some weird classes, some classes you may not traditionally have, seen them on or expected. And you might see some star performances from players on their main classes.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a great idea, right? Because it means that you get players from literally every div in ETF2L is being represented, and it means that obviously the players in the lower divisions they'll be cheaper. So there's an incentive to go for those players, go for the sort of rising talents, the newcomers. To yes, you could afford different players in different roles, but yeah, it's always good, and yeah, it's sort of becoming a yearly thing again. Had a little bit of a hiatus, but caught a fair bit of it last year, and this year seems to be living up to all expectations with 7 teams worth of players out of just the French scene. That's a crazy high turnout for like for a TF2 mixed cup in like a one country setting essentially.
Yeah, it's a really good turnout, and it's really good to have tournaments like this. So we can have a little look at our pick bands here. So we can see the Gully Wash cows, despite their name banning Gully Wash, and then we see
That
both
can't be
of.
allowed, surely.
I know it shouldn't be right. They shouldn't be allowed to veto it. But then both the Cough Maps banned, Granary then banned. So obviously not feeling too confident about that. We are then going to see Process picked by the Gully Vax cows.
Yeah,
Snake
but
Water
I'm
picked
going for
by.
cowards personally.
Yeah. And then it's going to be Snake Water picked by Jarate Kid. We saw them a convincing 5-0 victory in that lower bracket final, and then finishing it out on Metalworks. So some very, very standard maps, and then Metalworks at the end can always be a bit of a banger if we do make it to that free mapper.
Yeah, it should be good. And obviously, the Cosmos being banned out. I don't know, I feel like in these mixed cups, it seems like in history, teams sort of like to stay away from the Cos maps. They sort of rely on a certain amount of sort of knowledge of your teammates and your coordination stuff. They can either go great or they can go horribly. So it's sort of understandable that on such a big occasion in this grand final with a big pot of keys in the line, they want to stay away from that. But let's stop the tournament and start going into the grand final of NTF2CL 2024 because we've got process coming right up.
We absolutely do. It is going to be the Gully Cows on blue and Jarate Kid on red. as they are rolling up to this mid here. Both demo men just meeting each other, exchanging a little bit of damage here, and they're just going to be both playing this rotate. No early bomb coming out here, Ben.
Yeah, just been a bit of a cautious one this time. Just both rotating in these counterclockwise directions, just taking the space that they can. As looks like actually Jarate Kid are rotating a little bit faster, and have got two players out there in the low ground, in the kill corner, and players are getting killed over in that corner. Everyone's getting nuked. Alien jumping in too, and the damage is so big. More with the last one alive, and that's almost a completely clean mid coming out from the red team.
Yeah, super solid from them. You can tell that they've had experience, played this map nearly an hour ago. Mora trying to come in, trying to find something, but it's absolute sharks coming around. They are swarming him, and they've swallowed him whole, and he will be sent right back to the respawn queue. Should be here for last defense, but this is now looking really great for Jarate Kid. 100% Uber pushing into this process last.
Yeah, Mora's a late spawner as well, so maybe they could go pretty quick and catch this off guard. The pyro is up, the gun is up as well. Mora going to opt onto the sniper, maybe try and get an early force as this Uber charge comes in from the lobby, but it seems they're going to try walking fairly dry, kind of dangerous. There's a sniper staring straight at your medic. They use that eventually. Let's make sure this pyro is taken down, so one frag to the good, and the gun taken down for this push in, but no more frags found just yet. Neverdio taken down just above the point, and it's getting maybe scrappy at the moment now as maybe spawners coming in slowly, but cap time eventually going to be coming through. Everyone being blasted away from the point. Nice little air shot there from Alien Smiley as the first round eventually goes to Jarate.
Yeah, they're just allowed to take that last push nice and slow, nice and relaxed. They got the early pick onto Schmidt's shot. He was trying to reflect onto the sentry gun, but got picked out by a bit of a rogue pipe in the end of things. So lost his life early. They got a couple picks with that Uber, and then, yeah, they were just nowhere near having the Uber on Gully Cows, and it just kind of collapsed from there. But an early first round from Jarate Kid, see if they can continue this streak.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any lessons learned from that first mid-fight, and this second one seems to be already going quite a bit better for the Cows originally, as the early kill onto Sosok is going to mean they're getting caught out over the Jarate Kid side, getting nuked down. Isaac taken down, the Demo Man has two-player soldier, and then were falling bombs come in. Neverdio trying to get in onto that medic, but Cibola able to get out alive and relatively unscathed in terms of damage, as the four players now on this Jarate Kid side, just sitting around the spire, just trying to stave off this aggression, and in the temporary 4v4 as one player's capping, the bomb comes over the top, Smith shot gonna, not quite land that second rocket. Good defense from the scouts.
Yeah, good attempt there from Smith, unspotted in IT here. However, they are still going here. The Gully Cows wanted to get some aggression through choke, however, have to back out now. But now it's time for the Jarate Kid, see if they want to send a counter-stack. It's Sosok in through the IT, unable to get anything, unfortunately. So now things going to slow down, losing Dodo. However, that's basically no flank here, and they take as an opportunity on the Gully Cows to come in, sending a large bomb. It all nearly hits it. That was super close, drop connecting onto Bola, and there's a huge drop onto Ribs.
Yeah, Alien Smiley just out of completely nowhere gets that final rocket over onto Ribs, and it was looking like it was going the completely direction. 6v4, but what a massive, huge play that is from Alien Smiley to get that drop out, and this is even more than a drop. They're going to have to use out their own Uber over on Cibola, but they're getting mid for free. The spawners coming in too. Players now spawning up over on this Jarate Kid side, and what a huge impact play that is.
Yeah, just Bosi all alone had to run back to his spawn. Is going to allow the Jarate Kid to get mid here. And that's the kind of plays you need to make, right? You need to look for those opportunities, look for those flanks. I was quite surprised he managed to get in, considering those two picks went down in IT. Maybe saw it as an opportunity to get cheeky, saw no one was trying to exploit that IT. They just didn't expect someone to come through there. And he gets in, gets a lovely flank, and that drop has set them up nicely onto this mid, set them up with even Ubers, however, so it's now just going to be their attempts at getting to the second point.
Yeah, the momentum's going to slow down. It's been good building over from Riv since the drop comes in. So yeah, as you say, Uber's going to equalise out, but Alien Smiley's already gone from one big play onto a medic, and they maybe got eyes on these soldiers to see what they can do coming into Proto's second point. There's obviously plenty of ways you can pressure in, but at the end of the day, it usually ends up with a soldier bombing in from somewhere. And Alien has been feeling confident so far in this map, so maybe could be the one to watch.
Yeah, they're taking it slow. Here comes the bomb going in deep. It's really nice here. Gets a rocket onto the scout. That's about it. It's going to be in behind now, so this could take some eyes. They send the second soldier in onto this Demo Man or Bruzy. Alien is taken out in the back, but no Demo Man. If they want to get healthy here, they can really exploit this. This Demo Man could just carve it,
down.
make these scout can't go forward. Yeah, but Dodo going down is actually an evening pick, and also they lose Amarok. That is the pocket scout down. Now they are running with the tails between their legs, and it's even a force here.
Yeah, both scouts going down leaves that medic so vulnerable. Sosso's able to get back and actually get a force out on the other side onto Riv, so it's not the end of the world in terms of the Uber situation, but in terms of players, in terms of positioning, it's really, really good work from the Gully Cows as they're able to cap at the midpoint. Going to be sat with even Ubers. There is potential for fast pressure to come in. There's still a couple of spawners waiting there over for the blue team, but it doesn't seem like Jarate are too keen on going forward on this. But again, when you lose both your scouts in a fight like that, that's the danger, right? Soldier gets straight in onto that medic and forces out the Uber.
Yeah, they don't really need to attempt to get in onto this mid. They did look like they were maybe positioning that demo man, looked like he wanted to get in, get some damage onto mid. However, they're already a round up. There's no reason to take those fights. It could, you know, go terribly wrong if you're not careful here. And now it is on the Gully Cows to try to get something going. They are already sending spam through multiple doors, just maybe seeing if they can bully someone out, find a position that someone is maybe overextended in, maybe can get something through IT, maybe someone overextends into sewers. They have sent 2 players quite deep on the Gully Cows into IT.
Yeah, last time this is where they got the success, right? They found the scout pick, but this time the scout pick going to go the other way around as Mora's taken down. Bombs come in towards Choke, and actually Ruzi might be in a bit of danger here. Does dodge, duck and dive, but is taken down by these nice rockets again from Alien. This Uber charge forced out 2, and never getting dropped in that Uber is pretty rough, right? Jarate Kid, they're still at full Uber. There's a couple of players, these 2 soldiers, maybe trying to poke in and get a forced, but 2 players up with Uber advantage, looking pretty damn good for Jarate Kid.
Yeah, if you don't drop your demo there, you maybe try to go in for something, you maybe try to take the refight, you can get enough pressure to get that force on the med, and then maybe it's not so bad. But for the time being, it isn't going to be the rest of Jarate Kid making their way in. Sosok is an early death, and it is an early force here, so they're going to be pretty happy losing 1 for that force here on the side of the Gully Cows. Are going to lose mid, but can keep a substantial about 60% advantage here, and actually they want to come straight back in, Ben.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge from Gully, right? Like they're losing 1 for 1. And they give it the point, but they've got so much advantage, still 80%, and they're already flying in, but that might be too soon. Alien Smiley bombing in from behind, gets 1 nice rocket there onto Rivs, but the kill is there just in time with the pipe from Ruzi. But now midpoint taken for free before this Uber charge has been used off crucially. That was a pretty awkward death there. I think from split shot on the bomb, we can move past that one, but there's still 100% advantage, like we said, so potentially chance to go quick on this one. It looks like they want to go through IT as well. This is bold.
Yeah, taking it aggressive here, maybe seeing if they can catch someone out. The scout is going to spot them early. He is going to be a casualty. They actually decide to pop the Uber here. I'm not sure if there's really any more kills to be had. They were playing so far back. They lose Amarok as well, so no off-class is going to be on this last, and they can keep this pressure going with these 2 picks. Everyone's just in spawn here, but they're still waiting for the point to cap out. It's finally capped, but the Uber comes straight back out for the Jarate Kid. They can't find a single pick from it. It's actually just Moira going down. That's the only one here. Now the Gully Cows setting re-aggression in through lobby. They are going to be trying to rush this one onto last. They already had a player straight away through, maybe a little overextended here, and now they're just not really focusing down players super well. And with these 2 scouts up, this is going to be a real challenge for them to push, but they want to take on this challenge. Soldiers bombing to point. It's just a fake, however. They're looking for any damage they can find. Schmidt shot down. Surely that's the end of things. No, yeah, there's a chase up for this medic.
Oh, they get it! Oh, they get the medic. I was going to say it's all absolutely fine because the Gully Cows can get all the way back out to second. They still had about a 30% ad. They could just wait for their spawners and come back in. But that is just nipped in the bud instantly. Jarate Kid able to get that such important kill over onto the blue medic. And are able to push out. And when they push out, they'll have a massive advantage to get into mid. What an impactful kill that is.
That's super good. Ribs was just a little further onto that 4 or 5 area, whereas the demo man was kind of pressuring 3, and he just had no stickies and pipes, really reloaded to protect Ribs, and just gets caught out by that double scout chariot as they start trying to make their way in here. Gonna check for any players. There is a player behind of Mora, not really able to do too much, 100 damage onto Sabola, but they're gonna be kind of chilling for now. These 2 soldiers are able to make a lot of spam though, and they are taking a lot of space as the rest of Jarate Kid are pretty slow to get in. Sosok is an early death here as well, so that's 1 less player to help with the spam. However, I think that pick should be enough, but this evened out the Ubers very quickly, Ben.
Yeah, there's a tiny bit of ad left, but yeah, really well played there in the spam game. We saw Sabola get chipped down and then just wasn't confident walking through the choke afterwards, had to rotate all the way around to sewer, and that just added an extra 5 or 10 seconds, and it's no critique on Sabola. It had to be done, right? It's so weak like that, you have to go for the pack, and you don't want to be getting forced out or even worse, dropped on the way in, so good play from the defending side there. The Gully Cows able to get out and able to equalise in terms of the Uber situation.
Yeah, doing a really good job of just keeping their positioning really well. They spammed into IT to make sure no one could get through there and kind of break their defenses. And then they just you know, take their time, take it slow, make sure everyone's ready to get out. And now it is just on the Jarate kid to try to get into this second. They are pressuring into IT, into sewers, into choke. It's the bomb coming through, not able to get too much. Never do does die. That is our first death from the Gully Vaches, and I need to be careful not to drop anyone else on the Jarate kid, because that one pick could be really strong, as now there is a soldier and scout up through the top of IT. Scouts going all the way behind. Alien went in for the sack, however, a little early before the scout could really get in.
Messy. It's so messy. These blue players getting dragged left and right all over the place, eventually getting forced out, but it's going to be a roughly even trade, as Ammo going to be jumping around all the way across the top, going to try and force out these blue players. They managed to do that successfully. 5 alive still for the onslaughting Jarate Kid team, and a couple of these spawners are going to take a fair bit more time to get in, so there is an opportunity to pressure straight in here. 3 more seconds on these final couple of spawners, and this is space that they're willing to take. They're already capping up the point. There's so much cap time that the bombers going behind the point now. All the frags going the way of the red Jarate Kid team, and 2-0. What a pressure cook off the basis of literally about 4 or 5 seconds on those 2 respawners.
Yeah, it was like 5 seconds by the time they got to 5 there. That was really, really close, but that's the experience we see here. Amarok has been so good on this pocket scout through these last couple games. Has just been playing these situations super well, and I think if they continue doing that, they might be able to take this one home. It's 2-0 so far, 18 minutes to go, and it's all still to play for.
Yeah, absolutely, and again, counterclockwise rotation mid from both these teams, but Neverduo going to be the one catching. Everyone got a massive pop in the air with a shot down on Cibola. Really early med kill now, and it's all on can Rivs stay alive, and it seems so far like Rivs is so far back, all the way in their own sewer. There's players going in behind for it, but looks so safe for now. The scouts winning out all of their fights, and what a mid this is. As long as Alien Smiley doesn't get the shot away, just gets him down to 16 HP. Great attempt. Sosok still maybe coming back in for some more, but eventually it looks like we are going to settle down, and the Gully Cows are going to win the mid off the back of a great bomb out of IT onto that medic originally.
Yeah, that just really opened things up, and then they really protected their medic well with just carpeting stickies all around to make sure that soldier couldn't get in for free. Alien had a lovely bomb to try to get things going while that demo man was slightly distracted, but as you said, Rivs luckily lived that second rocket on just 16 HP, and now the Gully Cows are going to make their way into this lobby. They are still 1 down, luckily have a sentry gun going up, only level 2 for now, but that should be enough. Bombs come in, it's going to be over to this right hand side. They have a sniper as well to be careful of, and let's see what they do. They like to take this high ground. Scout is just playing around at that point a little bit. This demo man maybe overextended. Actually, no, managed to get 2 kills here. It's just a little bit messy. The Scout wants to go to point, wants to go for any kills he can, but they have to back out here on the Gully Cows. Unsuccessful last push.
Yeah, there's a bit of a lack of coordination there. There was players trying to get up into panic group, but it was really well defended there from Jarate. And like you said, the gentleman of Isaac doing great work. And there was also some players up the top. Amarok coming out too. Did some great damage over towards that combo, and just I think killed Spitshot there on the left hand side. Just left Rivs out alone and had to back out. So great hold, and they're rewarded with that now with 50% advantage for pushing into middle. And it looks like they're keen to do so. Alien Smiley bombing in already, taking the pack, stealing it away, and being flung skyward before cratering down. But there's one more soldier to get to go in. Nibidu are going to bomb in, trying the successes of that mid fight. 25 HP over on Cibola, who might be going to Amora. Oh, the force.
Wow, that was close. I was like, surely Cibola is not aware there. Managed to get a slight glimpse of it. Otherwise, that could have been lights out and a drop for Cibola. But he's been playing super well, super good heads-up play. Uber is traded out for the Gully Cows here, and they even catch Cibola. Maybe weren't aware how close that Uber was, losing Isaac and Amarok during all of this. So pretty much all their players that are actively in that fight have been lost. A couple of players ratting around in IT behind, but surely they will get dealt with.
Everyone's ratting. All 3 of these surviving players were ratting. The 2 soldiers over in sewer and the scout over towards IT, but all 3 of them are going to have a pretty similar fate in the end, all going down. Big wipe, and that means these players are going to, I think Alien might be getting a forward spawn, but Dodo and Sosok will not be getting that luxury. Actually, Alien won't either, so there's potential to go straight in here, even without a demo man. There's so much space to be taken, and Spitshot wants to take that space already.
Yeah, they've been taking this really back and forth here, but being really respectful of kind of where they need to position themselves. And I think they would much rather have the idea of a last holder. It's about 30 ad if they want to go for it, and they are going very fast, so they might want to go for something here, knowing it is this slight ad. However, I think if Sabola kind of keeps building well with this soldier up top, they should be able to get this Uber, at least at the very end of the fight. They play this point super well, though. It could be all over. They take it through 5 completely for free here, going to get the gun without having to use, so they obviously want to take a bit more map control early on. These scouts are making their way over. They're just rotating around, making sure no one can get early cap time. Uber does come out here from both teams. It's a late force for Sabola, but they just lost so many players from the Gully Cows now. Oh, but look at this. This medic even got joggled in by those stickies and should go down. That is Rivs dying once again in an awkward situation while they try to escape.
Yeah, great cleanup, and I've got to say, it just wasn't quite fast enough there for the Gully Cows. Trying to get into 5, and when the Ubers are, what, like 25-30% ad, there just wasn't quite time for that play. Cipolla got the Uber charge in time, but credit to the Gully Cows, they got the kill on Cipolla eventually in that post-Uber. So it is going to be an even situation. This could have gone a heck of a lot worse. So, given an even situation, sat on second with 6 alive on either side, maybe things are going to slow for a moment. But we've still got some players in advanced positions over to IT. I'm not quite sure if Jarate are aware of Nevadio's spot up there at the top, but Mora as well going behind his lobby. All right.
Yeah, Nevadu was definitely not spotted there. Is now, though, is going in for the bomb. Can he find anything onto Medic? Completely denied. Absolute anti-air missiles coming out there, taking down Schmidt shot as well. They are trading a little bit. Lost Sosok during all of this. However, they're looking pretty okay now. Need to be a little wary of this scout who is still finding his way behind. He's spotted in 2 here, and surely he goes down.
Yeah, still dancing around. Honestly, this is buying so much time.
Oh my god,
even if they go down eventually, what? Going in for the medic again? What?
He just ran in. His soldier overextended, trying to find it. The medic was Sabola was going in to try to help, make sure he didn't lose that 1v1. He comes back out, jumps over their head, breaks their ankles, and manages to get that kill with some lovely shots by Mora. And now this opens things up so much for the Gully Cows. Surely they convert this round.
That's such a big play with both those soldiers unable to get the kill. It's in fact the scout who's able to run literally through the middle of 3 players out through rollout. Great work there over from Abba, and now this is going to give such a great opportunity now in onto the last point. Uber charge used so early this time. Left hand side, the gun still hasn't been dealt with by this Uber. It's taking a bit of time to go down. Goes down eventually. Abba taken down 2 by the spam, but the play on the point is going to be what is going to come good eventually. As all these players just staring at it. We're actually the defending side doing a great job winning out these final DM fights, and there's only 2 players left up.
Yeah, it's really tough. It all kind of just gets Sabola there. A nice bomb in by Ruzi, catches them with 1 sticky in the end of things, and it's just going to be Mora kind of backing out a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to do some shenanigans still. He's already in through 2 again, straight back onto last with his soldier counterpart. Do find Amarok, but that is all she wrote really for that one. Luckily, finding Sabola is actually kind of huge here.
Yeah, finding Cipolla and also just getting just random frags too is also pretty big, because it just completely quells the opportunity of a push-out attempt. Like, this was essentially like a 3v3. You're not pushing out in a 3v3. That's never happening. And like you said, the kills the medic means now there's about 40% advantage. So I've got to say, though, at some point, right, we've been in this situation quite a lot. Like, obviously, Jarate can have the better of the first, like, 10 minutes or so, but for this last round, like, it's all been the Gully Cows pressing onto this last point, seeing what they can get done. They've had so many opportunities with varying amounts of adding to last, and they're still yet to make it work. Like, eventually something's got to change.
Yeah, they just don't seem to be able to get enough damage really onto these last. They're taking a lot of decent positioning, but they're really fighting it well on the side of the Jarate kids. Let's see if they can make things any different here as they do Uber in through 4 here. It's onto Ruzi. It gets the gun early, just going to trap things out, and good denial of this demo man. However, it's bombed straight away. Mora is the first one, Ruzi's the second one to go down, and they've even managed to get Uber once again on Sabola. If they can get many more kills, they can probably just push out this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And the player ratting up in panic from taking down 2, and it's all well and good getting all that cap time, but if there's no players left alive to stand on the point, then what good is it really? So, Cipolla going to be going down, though, is again one thing that is going to leave a bit of ad over on the Rift side over the Gully Cows, but there's so many players down. 2 players denied forward spawns. Both those soldiers will not be participating in the spam game over towards his middle point, and Jarate, they want to march on, and they kill tomorrow, why not?
Yeah, they want to come back into this fight. They know the Ubers are even. They know there's going to be no invulnerable players coming onto the field anytime soon. They're actually doing a really good job taking down both soldiers straight away, as well as Mora, the scout. So they are going to re-contest successfully here and take the mid for themselves straight back.
Yeah, absolutely. And these two soldiers just actually denied on the forward spawn, so maybe there's an opportunity to go pretty quick. But even regardless, the space to be taken early is finally going to bomb straight onto the Devilman, who is taken down. And Amarok going to be following in with the Scout Chariots, also bombing into these soldiers over on the Jarate side, doing so much room. The Scout Dodo in the medic, everyone's in the medic. The force comes out finally over from Ribs, who is in such peril. With a better movement coming out over on the Cibola side of things. Amarok going to be playing up with the point, just going to have to back up, and actually in the meantime, the frags have gone roughly even, so Jarate are going to have to start trying to scurry out through choke, and they're losing players while doing so.
Yeah, they were super scared of Never Jew. He went all the way behind into sewers during that. They didn't have enough players to deal with him, and they kind of had to fear and back out during that, where they knew they were going to get pincered. And now, yeah, it's gone really well for them. All this pressure has made them take mid as well. So this has been super back and forth. These soldiers being so proactive. Once again, straight back on to Cibola. Can't hit the second shot, however, but wow, they are so aggressive.
Yeah, these soldiers of both these teams have just had so much fun this game, just flying through these chokes, landing straight on these medics back and forth, and Cibola doing a great job there, just evading that second rocket. That would have definitely been one for a frag movie if that one comes off. The speed on the surf that Cibola got away was really, really nice to see. But yeah, 1 for 1, so just going to be spawning up now, so 8 minutes and 55 seconds left, and like I mentioned a few moments ago, there have been chances for the Gully Cows, but they've got to start converting, and it's all well and good if you're pressing in like this, but eventually there's a last point at the end, and maybe they don't want to get in their heads too much and think about that, but eventually they're going to start worrying as the bombs come in.
Yeah, double bombs come in here. Pretty unsuccessful so far. Never Jew taken down quite late, however, not able to get a single kill here. And now there's only one explosive class left to really defend things. And looks like they just want to give it up here. That double bomb is enough. They say, no, we are going to give this up to you, at least for now. Maybe they can get a refight, especially with Alien going down. It's been such a hard hitter this game. This is definitely an opportunity as these spawners come up for the Gully Cows. They are positioning themselves in this choke to try to come back in on the Gully Cows, taking a lot of high ground straight away here. And it's actually a super early force for Cibola, gets taken down quite early, but Ribs is in absolute no danger. Should now be able to chase with the Scout. Even Jones once again. Sorry, Cibola is having an awful time.
That was hilarious. Cibola hits the surf off the rocket, flies up towards their own choke, but Schmidt lands on their head and slams them down back to the floor again. There's absolutely crazy scenes in that choke point, and it's crazy good scenes for the Gully Cows. They're getting second for free. There's a 100% add, and there's 5 players advantage. This cannot be lost, surely.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a hard one to lose, even for the choke of the Gully Cows. They come into last, and there is basically no contest they can do. Alien desperately trying to jump around, make it a little more difficult, but they just stand on point. They have enough help, and they will bring it to a 1-2 here. They still have a round to win, but they have 7 minutes to do it in.
Yeah, last time I want to see what goes on in this mid, because last time we saw a really great bomb whenever you were in from IT, but obviously that's going to be expected this time. Jarate Kid are going to be very expectant of the same play coming in again, and we'll see if everyone else positions differently. This is Never Jew are going to go into enemy IT, going to try and get in behind as the rest of the team just stay roughly in front of their own choke point as we go into a pause. So here we go.
Man, those are some scary rockets.
Oh, they are,
yeah. Their ribs. I don't know how much they're actually going to connect. They don't look, quite perfect there, but they are synced up to do some damage.
Yeah, potentially. It's a scary scene, right? It's the freeze frame if you're going like Rib's perspective and there's the 2 rockets flying, you're like, ooh. But, yeah.
Yeah, we do have a pause coming up here, so we can take it slow and just talk about maybe what's happening on this mid first, because it looks like they're meeting a little bit more. Ribs is maybe a little underextended compared to the rest of their team. We got 2 soldiers ready to bomb from up top, but they've kind of taken this opportunity to go super aggressive here on the Jarate kids, and they're about to collapse into quite a lot of damage, it seems. We've been seeing a lot of rotate mid. Why do you think now they've decided to change it up and maybe go for this more meat mid? Do you think it just enables these soldiers a little bit more?
Yeah, it's possible. It's also possible that they're playing reactionary, right? They've seen one of the Gully Cow soldiers go into their own IT, so it's like, okay, if we go quick, we maybe temporarily get in a 5v6. Obviously, the bomb is going to come back eventually. That soldier doesn't just disappear forever, right? But for a moment, you've got the spam advantage if you sort of rotate away from that position. So it's kind of logical in that sense. But yeah, like they've been caught out the last couple of mids by bombs coming in, so it's like, right, they're bombing us. We'll fly in for them and we'll try some more of the same and just try and go for something a bit faster.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what they've seen, honestly. You've got to think, what if the Gully Cows somehow come out on top of this, these rockets don't hit, These soldiers don't get the spam. These bombs go super well. They managed to take it to last with that Uber ad that we've seen. What do you think they need to change from the pushes you've seen so far?
Um, there needs to be more coordination, right? Like mostly in terms of like focus, right? As in we've seen some where the demo's flying and they trap up one door or whatever, but like there's always players outside of spawn on the Jarate Kid side doing good work. Like there's not sort of the clean sort of push forward where it's like you almost like build a line and say, right, anyone comes forward this line, we focus them. It's a lot more of sort of scrappy sort of people taking their own fights, and of course one team's got respawn lockers to go back to and one team hasn't. And in situations like that, eventually, especially in these ones where Cebola's like being close to get Ubers, the fights are just going on a little bit too long to be comfortable. And as well, the DM over on the Jarate Kid side, there's some great players over there, and they're just winning out their fights.
Yeah, Jarate Kids have been doing a super good job of these last pushes from what we've seen so far. I think kind of their secret or their magic, what they've been doing a lot of time is they'll take, their Pocket Scout and Demo Man through 4, get that gun out early. They will then try to instantly play point. They'll send a little bit of aggression from their Demo Man over to that left-hand side and try to deal with anyone who's trying to get, super aggressively onto point. And then once those soldiers bomb, they'll make sure Amarok gets a flash. The 2 soldiers come in from 2, the scout comes in from 1. They are absolutely decimating players on this left-hand side, kind of from the attacker's perspective. And I think they can take a leaf out of that, but it could be really, really strong. But I'll be scared if you're the Gully Cows here, to be honest, because they've been so solid these last pushes. And they've had a lot of experience today alone on process, especially in their last game where it was a 3-2, but it was a really, really close game. But they had some stellar last pushes there as well.
Yeah, well, Jarate, they've taken the opportunities they've had, right? Every time they've had a good opportunity to go into last, like they've got 2 rounds on the board because of it, and this could be going very different for the Battle Stop tournament because we are back live again. The bombs finally come across. Doesn't seem like those rockets flying towards the combo did too much damage, but Switchshot is the one taking the damage, going to crater as the bomb out comes away. Mora taken down also means going to be a temporary 4v2 Alien, going to be bombing straight through the choke onto the medic, hits 1 rocket, hits 2, has to reload, but finally hits the all-important 3rd rocket. Riv's taken down so late on this mid, and this is perfect scenes if you're a Jarate Kid fan.
It's exactly what you want to see here, keeping that 100% Uber advantage. They are going to have the opportunity to take it to last, and if they win this round, they're 3-1 up. That deficit then starts to become, a little bit worrisome. You can always think, we can get 1 round and even up. Can you get 2 rounds in that time remaining here? However, they might completely be this last push. We'll have to wait and see as they are situated in this lobby, ready and prepared, Ben.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do best in the Gully Cows. The bomb comes straight in onto that gun. Now I'm blasted into the air a little bit, but isn't going to take too much damage as a result of that. Neverjo getting caught out up top 2-2. Important picks over towards that right-hand side of the scout. Running over. Actually, the bomb coming in from Schmidtschul. Going to go 1-for-1. Maybe it could be worthwhile over this defensive side, but there's still so long before this Riv's Uber is able to come its all on what these scouts can do over towards the point. Sosok gets a really nice arrow there, and Mora, last one up alive. 1v4 essentially with just a medic there to beam. Is going to have to be the hero, but he's not the hero that the team needs. Jarate Kid, as you say, 2 rounds up, 5:30 on the clock. It's looking pretty damn good for them.
Yeah, this is when our pause was, so seems pretty tactical if you ask me. Might be someone disconnecting, actually. It looks like Ruzi did come back, so maybe having some technical troubles, but was probably a really good time for them to talk there, kind of flesh things out, see what's going wrong, and, try to find a way forward here. As it's 5 minutes remaining, it's still more than possible for them to get these 2 rounds and even it up, but they need to find something special on this mid.
Yeah, well, a kill early onto Sosok is exactly what they're looking for in that department, as the bombs now can fly across and start locking these players out. Isaac goes down, another scout. Dodo caught on the escape route out towards the sewer. 3 picks coming the way of the blue side. Alien getting caught out too by Mora. They're all too aware of this hiding play. Alien's surely not going to get anything here from the sewer as he's collapsed on by everyone. And a quick mid, quick second point. Besides getting onto the medic, this is about all you can hope for, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and they can keep the aggression up before everything really set up. We sometimes see teams, not be quite ready for the instant. They do want to rotate, however, into the more advantageous position of this lobby area, and they're going to just be trying to get something, and that something is going to be Amarok going down. So that's a huge first pick. They're putting a lot of pressure in through 4 and 5 here, trying to find their way through lobby, trying to find some more picks. It's good damage onto Alien here. He has to back up, so that's now 5, pretty much completely free for Ruzi to spam from. Or the pipe onto the medic.
Yeah, 5 more seconds. Cebolo going to take a lot of damage. Great spot on that. We're going to have to run back and resupply. I mean, there's less health to go around, but it's not going to matter. Schmidt's taken down in 5, and Ammers backup on the sniper. So then the window of opportunity has sort of faded now. The spawner is back in with the sniper there. The gun getting moved forward, and from this point onwards, it gets so much harder to get in. And it's also going to use the opportunity of some space and lobby to go for a play, but nearly actually finds the kill. They're over into Ruzi, but not quite.
Not quite enough for now, but now they're just going to kind of want to keep pushing this forward as much as they possibly can. They need to keep going, and the sentry gun is a really nice start here. This medic is playing on point, so never easy. They're going to want to take an uber trade here, make sure they don't drop anyone here. Suburban doesn't even have use, but they drop! Where are the players coming in from behind? And now this is so good for the Gully Cows. They take a round in less than 2 minutes. Oh,
that's
is it going to happen?
Crazy.
The script.
I don't like calling people out. Mora in that Uber was spent the entire Uber just shooting at Isaac from like point blank, and Isaac was just taking no damage. And I think that Cibola was just paying attention to that and just thinking, oh, I don't have to use my demo yet. And then drops from the players coming in from the blind side. There's still plenty of time left, like you say, for the script. 3 whole minutes left for this final round to come through, and that previous one took under 2, so this could be super quick. Alien Spider the one bombing in, trying to get the kill onto Ribs, who is going to be taken down, so this is going to slow things down. The Ubers for both these teams won't be in play for quite some time, but the frags will certainly be in play for the Gully Cows again. They're winning out all these DM fights, full wipe over on the red side, and with 2:26 on the clock, medic spawning at the same time, there is still hope for the blue team.
Yeah, absolutely is. If they take a really good trade here onto last, it could really even things out. And I expect them not to even really try to contest second here. It might be a pretty passive one, try to catch anyone super overextending, but it is Sosok here. Actually wants to kind of go a little bit more aggressive than I was expecting. I thought maybe they just get something set up on last. It's you know, pretty safe. Get your sentry gun, get your sniper, get your heavy, and it could be a really hard last to push. However, they want to contest second here. They want to risk it for the biscuit. Sosok is super close. It's taken down early. Trade for Bosi in the end of things, but they've got a player in through IT. This could be absolutely huge, setting up this pincer. However, Amarok is him. He is getting an easy 3k here, crushing the hopes and dreams of the Gully Cows, getting onto second there.
Yeah, the 2 scouts doing such great work, both in finding the frags and also just denying these bombs, and the bombs come in on the other side. They aren't being denied by the scouts. Alien and Isaac bombing in huge damage onto the medic and onto the demo respectively. 1 minute 30 on the clock essentially. Midpoint going the way of the red. Jarate Kid 100% advantage. This is dreamland for Jarate Kid.
This is exactly where they want to be, and I guess that is the advantage of taking that risk. Sometimes it does work out here. They are trading a couple of players, but it almost seems like it doesn't matter here. The Soldier's just constantly coming in, trying to trade some headshots. Unfortunately, not able to hit anything, never due, even losing his life for it. And while, you know, there is a scrappy-ish fight happening on second, it's only a minute remaining. I think this should be the victory for the Jarate Kid.
Yeah, there's no time at this point. After that last fight, they had to stay in second there like they did, but they're losing so many players. I respect going back out there, but there's 40 seconds left. Jarate Kid, they can just sit here. There's almost not enough time to physically stand on the points and get all the caps done, and yeah, Jarate Kid gonna just be happy to just sit here. 30 more seconds left. They've still got Uber. Rivs is still another 20 or so seconds away, and they can just enjoy these last 30 seconds of this map. Maybe find a couple of frags in the meantime as Sosok gonna bomb in close. Never you are gonna bomb in. Going to be denied pretty hard. Mora goes down 2 with his last couple of salvage attempts, but it's game over. Map 1 going to the Jarate Kids.
Yeah, we have just been in garbage time for the last minute. We should see at least a trade here, get the Ubers up on the stats just a little bit here, but yeah, 2 seconds remaining. That should be GG's. A close 3-2 nail biter. It really looked like the Gully Cows were going to try to take it there. I like their aggressive positioning on that last mid as well. However, just losing your medic just makes it so much harder. When you keep that Uber advantage, you can kind of roll it into second because they fear that you're gonna use on them. If you lose 3 players going into last, you can quite easily, you know, completely lose it, even if you do get that Uber up. However, yeah, Alien just with a great bomb, just completely denied any plans they did have.
Yeah, it's so hard when you're retreating, right, with just a demo and a medic, because the demo is one of the slowest classes on like flat ground. Obviously, you can sticky jump, but you want to stay kind of close to your medic. Like the medic doesn't have any scout taxi speed, and yeah, you're just so free to get bombed, and there's not great denial tools at their disposal. So yeah, getting caught out in choke is going to be the nail in the coffin for Gully Vaches on that first map. But there's potentially 2 more still to play. They're still in it. They're only a map down, but we're going to be moving over to Snake Water in a moment. Would you like to partake in perhaps some logs? for that first map?
I would. I do like a little bit of log looking. So we can take it over here, and we can see a good game for Overdose. Also aliased as Isaac in the server here. Wow, wow. 24 to 11. He's been like reasonably good from the last game I saw him. He's been playing pretty solid, but he kind of took things into his own hands, which just must have been doing absolute massive damage and getting a lot of really nice kills coming into those last seconds then.
Yeah, absolutely. Did yeah, got a fair few kills, I think, with the bomb into last at the end. Had a few more in that one, but yeah, great play from the demo there. Just doing exactly what you want, right? Just holding what you need. But also, what's super important is on these Ubers into last, there's a lot of eyes on that demo man. What they're able to achieve with their Uber, they're getting the Uber for often the longest amount of time, if not the second longest, and it's what output you can have. And yeah, Isaac had some great output. The 3 for 3 on advantage last pushers, like nothing more you could really hope for.
I would like to just give a shout out to Bozy here. Not a name I particularly know, but really holding his own against Amma. We saw in the lower bracket final, Amma kind of ran away with the game on both maps, going for 30 plus kills. I had a 10k AD the second map. Obviously, we won't talk about those 30 assists because that would make things go insane in terms of AD. But yeah, Bozy really holding his own for a bit more of an unknown name, at least on those kills. Obviously, Amma's damage nearly 100 more. Just, just despicable, horrible,
Yeah,
disgusting. All the
whe-
D's.
when scouts pop off on process, like you can get some crazy things going on, and yeah, like you say, Amarok had a great time, and yeah, 327 DPM is kind of mad over on that side, but as like I said, we're not going to be in process much longer because we're going to map number 2. We're going over to Snakewater. So, how do you think, like what we've seen of these teams in this last map? Do you think anything's going to particularly carry over to Snakewater? Well,
I think the main thing I've seen, especially from the Jarate team, is how their soldiers play together. I think Sosok and Alien have been playing super solid together. A lot of their bombs are super coordinated. They kind of know the game plan. They know what they want to do. Alien has super good DM. It has just been absolutely destroying people. And when Sosok takes a lot of those eyes and gets some early damage or takes some awkward positioning where they have to kind of turn around and look for him, it allows the team of Jarate Kid just to do so much. So they're definitely a pair to watch out for coming onto this map. What about the Gully Cows? Has anyone really tickled your fancy from them?
yeah, I think Ruzia had some good moments over on demo, and I know Rivs got caught out a couple of times, but I think we saw some great movements, some great like yeah, some great evasion tactics, and some great buzz over that game. So I think that demo medic combo, if they can get rolling, it could be ones to watch out for. Obviously, Mora as well on the flank was going pretty crazy. Was playing super aggressive, actually paid with his life a lot of times, but is especially the map like Snakewater, like there are flank opportunities and there are places you can rat out and hide, particularly on that second point area. So, one again, I'm sure they're going to find some way of steering some chaos over from Gully Vache. But it's one of those maps that the one thing I worry about, right, for Gully Vache, right, is that last pushes were clearly their problem, but we're on Snakewater. Snakewater has arguably one of the hardest lasts to get into in the map pool. And I think if things don't go their way, it could all well and good. They could have the most chances into last, like they did last game, but just not be able to convert them. So hopefully this is something that they spoke about. Got some plans coming into it because that could be something that could bite them.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't ban this map after seeing the lower bracket finals makes me think that the Gully Bash have a bit more of an idea of kind of what they're doing on this, feeling quite confident maybe that they're the Jarate kid not quite as good and that they can counter some of their pushes. So we'll have to see. Maybe they think they can counter those last holds as well. Obviously, there's plenty of ways to try to go about it. I think as we see the seasons go by, that last is slowly getting broken down is obviously still a bit of a demon, but I think we might be surprised.
Yeah. Well, let's remind everyone before we go live with this next game. There is some prizes on the line for this one. We've got a Manco store in Jarate. They've dropped in some keys for this one, so the winner isn't just getting the pride of being some of the best players and the best team that France has to offer in the year 2024. They will be compensated for their victory, so adds even more pressure to this one. And one map away now for Jarate Kid. They could do the Cinderella run up through that lower bracket, or it could be Gully Vache taking us to a third map of Metalworks as the rollout is just about to be starting. Here we go.
Yep, we will have to see how this one plays out. It is going to be the Gully Vache or the Gully Cows on the blue team, Jarate Kid on the red team, leading 1-0 so far. We'll see if they can continue that or if the Gully Vache are going to come into this map with a vengeance, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. See who decides to jump first on this mid. Someone's going to go eventually. Looks like the scouts are the ones aggressive over the top of the Gully Vache and the soldier. Now Alien Smiley going for a big high bomb, landing over towards you, do a shot going across the point 2, and it seems like Rivs has surged all the way up onto their own catwalk and has evaded all the damage. Alien, last one alive, trying to back out through the saw, wins the fight under Smith shot, but that's the only fight they're going to win over the entire mid. And what a way to come out swinging on this second map. You just shot the first one, 5 frags for the price of 1 on mid.
Yeah, super solid. They really countered the passive playstyle of Jarate Kid super well there. Didn't send anyone too aggressive, just kind of went for those overextenders a little bit, kind of spammed out anyone who could enable to kind of collapse early on. Yeah, just played that super well, and now they are going to be rewarded with 100% advantage, and they're already looking to get into this lower area, getting those full buffs, and it looks like it should be a classic Shutter's Push.
Yeah, Alien Smiley is going to be the first one, obviously, aware of this one. He's going to hide behind for a moment as the Uber charge comes in. Demoman and Scout getting the gun down early. Still plenty of traps on the point to clear away. Alien Smiley jumping in, gets the Scout on the point. Both Scouts down now for the attacking side, and we might be seeing the problems of Process ruin their ugly head once again. 3 players left from this Uber ad push. They're going to lose their medic super late to Sosok underneath. And there's only one survivor. Maybe you're going to try and bomb behind us to last. They're going to get the back cap. They're going to get it.
That's... wow. I mean, it just happens sometimes. It just happens. But that's so good for the Gully Cows. They were so worried, right? They're like, oh, we're going to lose second, we're going to lose mid. Never due. He's like, no, guys. I've got this. Gets the single soldier back cap. They were just not ready for him. And now they're going to lead 1-0 here. And has this now completely broken the Jarate Kid's mental.
That's the big brain strat, right? Like, just forget the Uber ad push, we'll just back cap straight afterwards, and what an important one it is to get through after a push that, quite frankly, went horrendously over on the Gully Cow side. And the one that didn't go horrendous was their previous mid, and it seems like more of the same as the Scouts playing so aggressive up top. The soldiers flying high into the skybox of both these teams, but Smith and more of the first 2 to go down, and this time it seems like Jarate can have the answers for the questions posed to them by the Gully Cows. As 3 players left alive, going to have to scurry their way all the way out into lobby. So midpoint taken, second point taken, but the big difference to the previous one is that Rivs has stayed alive, and both these medics will have Uber charges ready for this last point. So unless something could come in super quick, oh, what a headshot from Mora. If something comes in super quick, maybe, but with a shot like that on a soldier, maybe there is a chance to get the gun, get the setup, and just be in for the long haul.
Yeah, they're trying to get some pressure in here. Already taking space in lobby, want to get their sniper in aggressively here. However, so much spam coming in. Mora is going to lose his life. Sosok does die for it, so it's going to be hard for them to pressure in straight away here. But oh, that was a little bit close. That was a nice headshot coming in onto Alien by Moira there. I think I'd like to go back to the mid quick, as you know, we're going to have a little bit of just chilling around time where these teams decide where they want to go. Well, I think the big change there is what happened was Demo Man got bombed quite early and just managed to take the 2 rockets, had enough health, and the soldier got cleaned up. They kind of started backing away, but some of the players kind of weren't really ready to push in, and somewhere we do see a sniper battle happening here. They need to be a little bit careful onto this left-hand side. A lot of them are peeking. However, Sosok will be losing his life to Mora, the superior sniper.
Yeah, I already seen a couple of nice shots coming out from the blue sniper rifle. As no more going to be found as the bomb comes in, but actually bombs in behind, going to get onto Schmidt shot too as this aggression comes in, and everyone's actually falling on the Gully Cows side. They're 3 down.
Yeah, 3 down here. They use Uber through this left-hand side. It should be a trade here. It is eventually, but the Uber is just going to be so much better for the Gully Vache. But they just don't have the players to chase. Now the Uber's faded. Hammerrock wants to try to come back in here and try to get onto this Demoman and Medic. Oh, it's shooed by Alien to get onto Ribs. Can they find the rest of the picks? This is surely destined for them to keep going here. But if they keep going aggressive and find any more picks, it could all be going wrong. But they're finding their time so well. They're taking it slow. They still have this sniper to play with, though, as well. This could be so awkward.
Yeah, they've got to be very careful they don't get caught in. They have a big advantage if they want to just back out and play the ad, and it seems like that's a sensible play to go for. They're going to back up. They're going to just say, right, we got the kill on the medic. Alien hit a really nice air shot, and there's going to be 50% advantage. So we're going to lose the sniper as well. It's also like Great, Sosok just went in there, just played their life, and is going to go down, and that's going down to the advantage because now Sosok can back up on the Soldier and is going to be able to play a bigger part in this last push when the advantage comes through, and that's only 10% away, so they're going to be flying in quick.
Yeah, they want to come in fast before this Uber comes in. They're already in through this. Shutters looking for that sentry gun. It's only level 1. Will go down fast. That Demo Man very aggressive on that right-hand side where he's been split with his scout. Hammerrock nearly got dropped there. Really nice to catch up with him. However, the picks kind of look like they're going towards a Gully Vache. A nice evening pick now, 2 for 2 on both sides. But the positioning on this playground is just so oppressive for the Jarate kid here. However, Dodo goes down, overextends a little bit, and now it is going to have to be them running away. It's Bowler catches that last rocket from Smith shot. Really unfortunate that he didn't manage to escape that.
Yeah, really good effort there, but like you're saying, that final fight, the 4v4, playing against the high ground, and there's soldiers there, there's spam coming on, the scouts never really got to that full 185 over on the Jarate kid's side, and eventually, Cebola pays the price. They stayed in maybe a little bit too long, and is going to be caught out on the escape, so now the advantage flips the other way around, and we'll see what the Gully Cows have to do. Walking in onto mid, it doesn't seem like there's a great deal of pressure going their way. There's perhaps a couple of players over towards Kitchen going to try and go for something behind, including Alien Smiley, but that seems like it. Midpoint's given up.
Yeah, Alien going behind though is a scary factor, right? Does die though. Mora just finds it. He's doing his little escapade in behind. So yeah, that was the only real contest now. And now look at this. They're basically just sent straight back to last. Only 50% on Cebola here. Sosok wants to go in behind. Does find Mora. So this is something they need to worry about. Could decide to block this point. Could go for a back cap. Could make their lives very, very difficult. They need to really respect this. And this might be exactly the distraction they need to make sure that the Jarate kids get the Uber here. But it's a high bomb in, actually. They just want to try to get in.
Yeah, they do. They've got to be careful. Cebola doesn't quite have an Uber charge yet to pop off. As Ruzi going to be the one jumping in, doing the damage up top. As actually back the other way. All right, 2 soldiers down, but this has bought time. This is also important because actually, by the time that second point was still being capped up, Cebola was in about 60%. So there was a chance that they could have potentially been caught on last with his Uber ad, but now it's going to be even Stevens on either side of this one. Gun taken down. Uber charges traded out. So many low players over on this blue side. They're getting swept up.
Absolutely unsuccessful push. I think maybe they thought they still somehow had a little bit of advantage here. I was going to say they can maybe try to push in here. Losing Amarok now, though, it's very risky. Alien is ever aggressive, trying to get into this lobby, look for a pick to try to open things up. However, unsuccessful here. Will go back, will reset. However, they don't want to do this. If you're the side of Jarate kid, obviously there's a reasonable amount of time on the board, but you want to be trying to fight for these round tooth and nail. And you know, as this timer ticks down, it's less and less chance of that.
Do you reckon they're aware that there's like a 20% advantage in the midst of this? I know those Ubers were fired up at basically the same time. I think the building has been more diligent over the Rift side with no line of sight, no way to abuse the benefits of that solemn vow. It doesn't seem like it's going to come to anything. As Nevergeo going to be taken down, and that's surely a maybe an off-class going to come up of some sorts, as nobody is playing anywhere near to support that sack. It just seems like someone's going to go for something. There was a spy briefly over on the red side, but Sosok actually has changed off and has decided to go all the way behind once again.
It seemed to work reasonably well for them last time. Wants to find this fight at spawn.
MG.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of MG. Sosok looking good here. He was not so good on the sniper, but he's a little bit better. The MG finishes off Neverju's Smith shot, comes in, and however trades the kill straight away. But the sanctity of the MG was still there, and I will be able to glaze Sosok once again and say he won that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure they have good respect as well, not firing until the teammate had gone down, except that the MG was lost. So yeah, again, these threats from Sosok is like really enjoying getting behind and so on, honestly getting good value out of it. But this time, seems like Neverju is going to be not coming up for Soldier. No more MGE over on that one, as we're going to have a... oh no, changing back. I saw there was a spy for a moment running out of spawn. I thought they'd left, but not going to be the case. Sosok going to be changing over onto Sniper. Going to be aware of this one. As everyone just cooking back up again. We've actually been here for 2.5 minutes, and there hasn't really been a proper sack attempt yet over on the blue side, so eventually this might come through, but great buying of time now from Jarate kid, as they're already pressuring into the lower lobby and doing a good amount of damage.
Yeah, they're really, really good at denying this. Once again, they find a couple of picks here, so it's just going to have to be the rest of the Gully Cows backing all the way up here. And look at this, they are getting aggressive in lobby. They've liked getting Sosok behind. They've seen what it can do. They've seen the time that it's making. He's playing in this cheese area for now. Don't think it's perfect maybe looking to go for that play. However, I think this would be a bad idea to go for anything now.
Yeah, push out equals big mistake. We saw what happened earlier on with the push out attempts that we saw from the Gully Cows. Like, we can see how bad this can go. Remember, they pushed out, lost 3 players, and scrambled and fought tooth and nail to stay on their own last. That's what's going to happen, especially on Snakewater. It's such a hard map to get out of last. So respect that decision. Just take lobby, see if you can catch anyone with spam. Just take the space, show some intention, but they're going to eventually have to go back to their own last, where they've lost their own gun. So this is going to be a bit of an awkward one now, as the Soldier's going to have free reign, both bombing in from the top right side straight in onto the medic Cibola, taking so much damage, surfing on, dodging, and does eventually get forced out. One frag going the way of the blue team to get that one through, as the Ubercharge now much better for the Gully Cows. They come in from the top left, lots of point play, but Dodo going to be there trying to block the point. The medic though still has to be dispatched from it, and they're just going to run and then cap it. Isaac can't get there quick enough, Alien can't get there quick enough either. We're 2-0 up now for the Gully Cows.
Yeah, huge pressure for the Gully Cows there. They just kind of came in off of those bombs, got some nice initial damage on Cibola. However, not really enough, and then Cibola turns his head, sees the entire team had just managed to get through on that left-hand side and just is forced to pop. They do manage to get the counter force, but it was basically a solo, and it was just so much better. They take all the space on that left-hand side, absolutely collapse on them, and take a deciding second round here. We'll see what they can do here on this mid to keep things going. It's going to be even players, soldier for soldier down. Neverdew does die, so this is now looking really good for the Jarate kids. Should, however, be being able to escape.
Yeah, Alien again bombing and making so much space. Going 1-for-1, but just the space that bomb, the distraction that it gives. And that means, again, we've got base in the same situation we had last mid of a 5v3 coming into the second point, meaning that these players on the blue side are going to have to be very careful. Mora is actually in so deep, so weak as well. Taken down in Africa, as everyone on the rest of this blue team going to have to back out to last. Even Ubers. One player down on quite a long respawner means there is potential to go for some pressure early if they really want to. Sosok's thinking about going for something underneath. Amma just running straight in through the shutter, taking all this space. The sniper's out too. Got to be so careful on Cibola to not walk into the sightline. But the Uber used so late, straight almost into the spawn door of this right spawn from the Gully Cows. Cibola now though isolated out, trying to get away to the shutter, but is not going to be allowed to do that. The door is slammed in the face from Neverdew. Amma getting caught out too, probably at the end of this one. Schmidtshot finally cleans that one up. But that was a scary moment from the Gully Cows, but really well dealt with.
Yeah, the Jarate kids actually did a really good job of getting in there. They sent Isaac all the way to that right spawn. He did a great job of blocking out kind of 2 soldiers who were going super aggressive on him. But there just wasn't really enough pressure from the rest of the team to go and get something. He kind of looked like he wanted to let his team play point as well, put some stickies on there. However, Amaron wanted to take it over aggressively. It does look like Sosok should be caught out here. Both soldiers actually likely to be going down. How's this man escape? He just got like 8 rockets.
They're so far in. Well, they're so far in, they have to get this kill on the medical, but this is an absolute disaster. The soldiers all flying all over this. Amma, last one alive, going to be running in, gets the kill into Neverdew, but that is it. Dodo, last one now, flying in, has been spotted out by Mora. He's going to try and go for a back cap, at least to buy some time, but so many players just so aggressive with massive disadvantage there on the grass, and they're going to pay the price for this. 3 players down. Alien is going to be there in the saw, trying to be a distraction, but look at this advantage. It's 90% ad.
Yeah, just trying to go for the hero plays there. I think they want to try and find a way in. That's all you can really put it down to. They had so much time. I don't think they need to go particularly aggressive. They do get the 4th, but it's them losing their life once again. So things are starting to be quite messy here for the Jarate kids. I think they kind of felt good from that last map, and now they're 2-0 down on the map they 5-0'd previously. I think they need to kind of get a little bit of a reset in here, otherwise this could be a 3rd round very quickly for the League House.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a 35% advantage over 4 Ribs, but with 2 spawners still ready to come through these respawn queues, they might want to go for something even quicker than that, as they're taking aggro from this top left side over on the Gully Cows, getting a lot of cap time with stickers in the point 2. The damage is going to be there, and the scouts really want to go in and fight this. They don't care about the Uber advantage, they want to win it here and now. Dodo and Amarok, last 2 alive, 2v5, and it's an impossible fight for them. Who cares about advantage when your player's up, your damage up, and you can just go in and play the point?
Yeah, and they just have no real defenses ready there to get anything going. They are up 3-0, looking confident here on a map that should have been so good for Jarate Kid. they can still turn it around. 15 minutes remaining. It's all to play for. This map, one of the faster ones, if you do manage to snowball things here. So we'll see what they can do. Demo Man are just exchanging a little bit of damage early on. It's going to be low ground for the Gully Vache and high ground for the Jarate kid. Bombs coming in high, unaware. Sabona goes down straight away, and they're just already over point here. A lot of damage onto this Demo Man, but the medic completely uncontested here. It's on Sosok and Aliens trying to get something. They're running it far back, and Bosi hits the 180 onto him. There should surely be enough of Riv just to run all the way back to spawn.
Such an important kill there from Bosi there, just to get that frag and just buy enough space so that Rivs can get out, because otherwise Rivs is in big danger there, trying to escape out through the soul. But at the end of the day, it is uber advantage over for the Gully Cows because of that really nice bomb. I believe it was Neverju able to land over the top early on, get those nice couple of rockets up onto the catwalk, onto Cibola, who was the first casualty of that mid. But now big advantage, going to be trying to walk this into mid as we've got even players. No more space was taken off that mid fight, and Sosok going to be caught out in the low ground, meaning an extra player up, an extra soldier that they don't have to worry about, and they might even want to try and go in for this free. Alien Smiley though bombing in, landing one nice one, big surf out from Rivs, who is now on the low ground, weak HP, going to have to use out eventually because these scouts charging in. But how many players are going to pay for this?
Yeah, it looks like it's only one for now, lost on the Gully Vache versus 3 on the Jarate kid side. So this is going to be enough for them to keep the pressure going if they want to. Should be able to take this second. No real contest here from Jarate kid. They're going to be taking it all the way back to last. Going to be having an uber advantage. However, it's just so risky to push out on the second. But, you know, maybe they try to take the risks.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, with Uberad, like, I don't know, pushing out of Snake Glass is never good, and that Uberad, like, is obviously good for that, but I don't know, there's still 30 minutes left in this game where they're still thinking about going for it. Amarok going to be the one charging in through Cheese with the medic, and they can actually rotate back around, try and deal with these players in lobby first. But look at the HP on Cibola, so weak, takes so much spam on the way through. Does not use the Uber though, that is so crucial, because now at least they can get back onto last and take the even Uber situation. But they are still 2 frags up, so there is potential for them to even come back in if they're really feeling bold enough to do so. But there's more players flying around now. Amma's taken down, Uber charging used out finally, and this could get messy on the grass.
Yeah, and it's a use for the Gully Vache, but they lose 2 for it, and now they're in an awkward situation. No scout close. There's scouts trying to flank in behind. This is actually so bad for them. This is way worse than if they just went aggressive and took that trade there. They could have been in a much more advantageous position. I don't know if it even matters here if the backhand goes through or not, because I think they got such an advantage to try to pressure forward. No, I lie. I just seen they had no fucking scouts at all.
Yeah, the scout running underneath there, the gun was in such a weird position. It's like in the little hole towards the side of the point. But we talk about that later because there's big pressure happening over towards this grass area. You can see Jarate kid do not like the idea of being on their own last point here. They're going to be trying to push out as quickly as they can. Mora, though, like you say, on the spy is in behind, and I'm not quite sure they're aware of this. This is surely coming out of left field, creeping up behind the medic. Cibola has not turned around this entire time. Surely gets the backstab, hits it eventually. Cibola goes down. Mora traded out, of course, but on the meantime, on the other side, lots of players dropping for the Gully Cows. Rivs launched onto the hut. Sosok even want to try and come in for more. Mora's there as well, and Alien Smiley is going to be the one to finish off the damage. Only one player alive.
Yeah, huge collapse from them there. If they can manage to get this point as well, it might be, you know, them trying to move forward. They don't look like they wanted to have a Amma see. There's not enough players alive. We can't really push this. However, it's going to be about even. No, neither medic actually started healing at all yet. 16 seconds before healing. That could have been a sizable advantage. That's about 40% if they build that whole time.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it was just awkward with the spawns, right? Is because I think they got on a different spawn wave for some of the other teammates, but eventually it's going to start building up. But yeah, it could have been so much better, right? Like that's almost like that's an ad push, right? Like you're pushing a 40% ad for sure. But as it stands, they're going to have to do this the hard way into one of the hardest last points in the game to break your way into. So far, gun set up in a passive position, not quite in the so-called banny corner on the grass area. He's going to get spammed down actually, so that could mean if they want to go for something fairly quick, there is more space for it. Sniper kill there. Coming in over onto Amarok is going to maybe nip that in the bud.
It's really unfortunate because they looked like they wanted to take some space there on that left-hand side and they were ready to push through, have the sniper taking them down. It's just really unfortunate. Sabola is just walking into the sniper sightlines constantly and somehow not getting punished. Goes for the arrow on him. Does this man know that he's just one body shot away from death? He doesn't even need to hit the headshot.
Yeah, absolutely, but has not paid for it just yet, as the 1-for-1 between Sosok and Split is going to mean that there's a 5v5 and they don't want to wait at all. The Uber trade coming straight in from this far left-hand side does a lot of damage before this Uber charge is counter-used over on Rivs, meaning there's going to be potentially some low players in this post-fight. Amma running in onto Ruji, there's some fight on the other side, Mora winning that one out against Dodo, as Amma now just trying to cause whatever chaos they can. There's actually a point play coming in the midst of this too. It's a real scrappy one, but it's a scrappy one in which the defending team is going to be in the advantage for Sosok, last one alive, trying to rat from under. He's going to jump from point, and there's stickies on it. This might not go too well for the opening Salter.
Just feels like this defending team in these trades is just getting so much more value. I feel like Amarok is getting very disconnected from Sabola during all of these, which was a bit uncharacteristic because they were playing super well together the rest of today, but having a bit more of a struggle now. So maybe they just need to get a little bit more connected, understand what they actually want to do with this Ubers. I think flashing 2 players in may be too much. Maybe they just need to take that solo trade onto Amma, get out, rotate to that right-hand side, and then maybe they can support their soldiers a little bit more and have a bit more of a chance. But for now, it is going to just be the Gully Vaches sat on to their second point. They did have slight Uber advantage, but definitely not worth pushing when you're in a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely not, especially not with like 9 minutes left. Like this is absolutely all on Jarate Kid to make something work here. And of course, they're at the midpoint. They're pushing in second now. They're trying to take what space they can. It's not the worst position in the world for them, but they've got to start getting the rounds on the board sooner rather than later. And Alien Smiley, they want to take the initiative. When they get up into Cheese, and Amma able to find the kill over onto Smithshot, meaning now the Force actually coming out too. All right, this is going very well for this aggression.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all there. 2-for-1 is not too shabby. And now they back out into lobby.
Oh, the medic goes down.
Oh, that's huge from Sosok. Managing to find Ribs. I was going to say it's not too bad. However, they still have large contend whip. However, with a medic down, you can keep this 100% advantage. No heals for them up quite yet. They are going to be able to get heavy in an engineer, but these are the advantages you want, and this is definitely a pushable position.
Yeah, the one maybe slight pain over on the Jarate side is that Isaac went down in the midst of this, meaning that there are going to be a little bit of time before this demo man is available, so that might take the gun, gets a bit of a metal in that gun, and then they can also perhaps get some more build on this Uber. But actually, I say that Rivers is still so far away from getting anywhere near anything looking like an Uber that is going to matter. The Uber charge getting ready to pop straight in from Shutter.
Yeah, it's pushed straight from Shutter onto the Demo Man and Scout. This heavy is going to be dealt with first. This is going down as well. They're kind of in the same position there, so losing 2 players straight away. Big respawn coming out of this spawn. It's going to slow them down. They need to do a lot from this left-hand side. Is Sosok jumping onto the point here while Amarok fights over. However, they're just getting nothing. Dodo and Sosok go down. No kills traded here, and now it's so awkward. It's Amarok versus the world. Goes down, and now Sabola is going to get chased into this lobby by 2 players, loses their life. These pushes just have not been going their way at all.
I honestly thought that was, for a moment, that looked really good. Like you say, the gun and the sentry, the gun and the heavy, both being taken down in the first couple of seconds of the Uber is the perfect start, right? But the post-fight was just so weak, right? That there were so many players getting caught out in 1v1s. Amma got a couple of kills, but on the other side, it was more of those doing the damage, and they were the ones finding those important frags. As now, they've not just capped second, they're already walking in onto mid. Massive advantage over for the Gully Vaches, and that means now that despite that, you've got to stay in really if you're Jarate Kid. You've got to start fighting this one, but the Uber charge is going to come in and find so much space, so much damage, and Uzi almost gets caught out. Nice flash over there from Rivs as Mora is just wrecking absolute havoc here into lower. Is Mora going to go in for even more? I think they are. They're keen for it.
Yeah, I mean, Mora just likes hitting his WP sometimes. This man likes going in whenever he can, but losing his life there might be a little bit detrimental. Gives him a little opening to try to go in for something here, as they already have their spawners coming up here. There's a soldier in on Sabola. He doesn't have his Uber, so if he dies, he's dead here. However, doing a good job at defending him. It will be Smithshot losing his life in the end of things, and eventually the Gully Cows have to give this up.
Yeah, and I will say the Gully Cows like getting forced out there so early, like it's obviously not great, but it does mean that they're actually not at that big distance, right? The ad is literally only 20% because it took so long for Cibula to come back respawning up, and Alien Smiley getting caught out in cheese early on is not going to be a great look for the start of this push as they're trying to bully their way in top lobby, and they're going to get ready to use, but never mind, they're not using at all because they've dropped.
Yeah, Sabola going down there, some nicely timed rockets and spam from the scouts and soldiers. Unfortunately, will lose their life, and that could be detrimental. It seems like every time they have some sort of advantage on the Jarate kids, they seem to rush it a little bit too much. And I don't know, I think they just need to maybe slow down their game a little bit. And now look at this, the Gully Cows, they're going to take mid, and they're going to have full advantage, maybe even deny these spawners. No, they're going to just get those forward spawners. It's very, very close here, but there's no... Oh, they didn't. They got pushed all the way back. It is a force coming out early there from Alien Smiley, so not going to have it for last, but it's still just such a tricky situation. As oh no, they lose their demo man as well here. They want to keep going. They definitely could.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorsok's all the way behind as well. There's literally only 3 players on last. Like, there is definitely a chance, but it seems like so far, the plan is just to chase down Sorsok, and Sorsok is winning these fights, gets another kill onto Mora, and he's just living on mid. So Sorsok's living their best life on mid currently, just, you know, buying a heck of a lot of time for their team. Alien Smiley wants to join. Gonna bomb in through cheese, but he's gonna get cut off on that endeavor and taken down by Schmidt Short. Sorsok going for an attempt back onto the second point too, but he's gonna be taken down also. And they're down to 3 players down again as Ruzi gets that kill into Dodo, and that means now the last point can be pressured, right? You don't know how much they want to risk, but we are, dare I say, we're almost into garbage time already. 3 rounds to find is pretty much undoable. 4 would definitely be undoable as the 4th round comes in with 4 minutes left. GG's been called in the chat already. What a game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so surprised to see this go the way it has. They just seem so much more in control on the Gully Cows. They're taking these safer fights. They're not dying to these overextenders, these hero plays as much. They're playing super, super well around their medic, and I feel like Sabola is left out to dry a lot of the time. I feel like he's just not having the players around him they should be expecting, or he's forced into these awkward situations where he's a little too far forward and can't really escape, whereas his Ribs has just been, you know, sitting pretty, chilling, and having a great time. But we can go over this bit. There's no reason why we can't. It's pretty much even picks. Their medics are down for the side of the Gully Vache. Sabola keeping their life for now. However, that's not going to last long as I cursed it and Bosi gets the kill here.
Yeah, Cibula was in a bit of trouble there. It had been juggled all the way across the enemy side of mid alone. Not too much that you're able to do in that situation, but did stay alive for quite a while. Drew a bit of focus fire as Isaac just having fun behind. He's actually trapping forward spawn for a moment, but not quite able to get the stickies down in time, and is taken down super, super late. With 2 minutes 41 left, there's maybe time for one more round to go in one direction for either of these teams, but there's more thinking about they're getting their eyes on Metalworks, because that's going to be where this game is really decided.
Yeah, absolutely is. We're seeing direct hits coming out. We're seeing laugh taunts coming out. We're having a little bits of VM from everyone. It's all a good time here. There's a little Alien Smiley hiding behind. They might give them that 5th round basically for free here. And there was a little stat that, oh wow, okay. Alien is going to sink in and get the kill. I don't know if it's going to matter.
But they're going to lose that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, a little stat that I got earlier from Dubtime, who's been following a lot of the coverage of this. He was saying that the whole tournament, the round robin, the playoffs, there was only 2 5-0s on the map. And now we've seen in that lower bracket final, and now this grand final, that's brought it up to 4, so it doubled as well. So these teams kind of feeling themselves and playing really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely, and what a turnaround it is at the Gully Cows. I was really critical of them in that first game, and yeah, it was a close one, right? But at the end of the day, they missed some chances. But in this game, it felt like those chances they were taken when they were there, right? Obviously, Jarate, they had chances of their own as well. They had plenty of last attempts. They had some good mid fights too. But the Gully Cows just were always just in these messy scenarios. They were coming out on top, and it's just a big turnaround from the previous game. Like, what do you think changed for them? Did anyone step up in particular?
It's hard to really say. I just think that they played super solid around their medic for the most part. I think Bosi had a really good game, and I think Mora had a lot of shining highlights. And obviously, to get things started, that back cap it was kind of disgusting from Neverdew, just going behind. I think it genuinely can break your mental a little bit when you're like, oh, can't believe it, guys. We've had a great last defense. We've wiped 5 for basically nothing, and then we lose last to this, and maybe some infighting comes from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that I was like fully cast as cursing it the whole time as well. I was thinking, oh, it's the same as process. They've bottled the last push. It was big advantage. It's a disaster. They're gonna lose. It's gonna be over. Jarate gonna win the whole tournament, and then the back cap comes through, and it's like, oh, right, fair enough then. But yeah, we can have a look. Maybe the logs can maybe give us some more insight into what's been going on. And oh my word, what? Uh, that's some scouts from the gully cows.
Yeah, as I said, felt like they were having a great game and doing big things, but 36 kill for Moira, where did that come from? And 300 DPM as well.
That's crazy stuff. That's absolutely crazy stuff. Like madness. Absolutely madness. And both of them as well. Like both not having a bad game at 24 and 8 on your pocket scout. You're happy with that one?
Oh, absolutely. Only dying one more time than his medic during all of that. Yeah, I thought Bosi was doing a really, really good job of sticking around his medic and was denying a lot of those super aggressive plays that we saw from Alien, just not really able to get as much done as maybe he would have hoped for. Still had a really good game, going positive with 260 DPM, but it just wasn't really enough at the end of these things. Sometimes felt like he was trying to get in off of Sosok's plays and they just weren't really working super well. Sosok, I don't know. I felt like he had some moments of glory, but I don't know how impactful some of the picks were. Right? He
Yeah,
would sometimes go behind, get that scout pick, slow them down for 30 seconds, but how much did that matter at the end of the day?
yeah, it's absolutely it's one of those like trade-offs, right? And particularly when you're playing as a soldier like this, when it's not going well and you're trying to go for these players, it's like, what is the value of going for something on the flank, going for something crazy versus just being with your team and spamming? And I will say some of the times it did pay off. Like there was times when they were winning out the MGs and winning out the kills in Sora and on mid, but like at the end of the day, you are a player that isn't on last spamming a choke point. So I think they were bitten a couple of times for that. But yeah, I think Jarate they got to bounce back, right? That's a really really tough loss to come by because obviously after map one they were probably riding high, thinking, oh great, so Snake Water's next. We're feeling comfortable on it. We'll be happy. But 5-0'd, like I did not see that one coming.
No, I don't think anyone did. These teams have been just playing so close. However, yeah, as you said, it's a new map. It's a new day. As to say, hopefully they have a little team chat. They see what's going on, guys. Where are we feeling, unconfident? Where are they exploiting us here? And it seems like it's a bit on the flank here. It's going to be that Sosok and Dodo are playing on that flank, and maybe they are getting exploited a little bit by Mora here. So maybe need to switch things around a little bit. Maybe need some backup a little bit from Alien potentially coming and helping on that flank and just kind of letting the beam go towards the pocket scout a lot. I think could work out quite well for them here.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, obviously we're going into Metalworks, right? And I know we said before, like obviously there's the soldiers on that side. You're pointing at Sosok and Alien, right? Like Metalworks is a fantastic map for soldiers. Like if they're gonna step up, particularly Sosok on this flank, but of course you got Dodo as well. But Sosok, the soldier players you can go for. There's plenty of hiding spots, plenty of really high walls. You can go for crazy things off. There's so many highlight clips of soldiers doing crazy things on Metalworks. Like it's a paradise. So I really think that this is a map grand final map number 3. If we're going to see some hero players like from soldiers like this is the place to do it.
I'm sad we don't have Brugesman here to do the Brugesman jump.
Oh,
I
the
do
speed
wonder
shot.
if so. Yeah, I do wonder if someone else can do it in this game because it's one of my favorite rollouts to see, and I would love to see it
Oh, you
played.
can
It
imagine these are
only
all playing
feels
French
right.
mixers, right? They're all playing French mixers with each other. Like, surely Bruges take people say, "Look, here's how you do the bomb." Just practiced it a few times, and everyone's pulling it out all the time against each other in French mixers. So it could be possible. I'd love to see it, like you say, though.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. I don't think we've been giving enough credit to Neverdew and Schmidt, though. We've been talking a lot about the Alien Sosok combo.
Hmm.
However, I think
Oh, they've been great.
Neverdew has been having some absolute moments of glory. I think a player not really known to either of us, but has been having some real impact.
Yeah, absolutely, and they found some really, really crucial picks in that previous game, and yeah, like I say that their last, I was going to use it as well. Their last season was a couple of it was last year. They played open playoffs, so and they played some higher divs previously, but like gonna be one of the cheaper picks coming in through these pickups. But like to watch this game, you wouldn't expect that, right? You if you watch this game with like blanked out names, you're thinking, oh, they're really holding their own and matching up well against some of these far more experienced players. But like Yeah, great stuff. And that soldier duo, particularly on the Snakewater map over on the Gully side, they were really well coordinated. They were finding so many important frags, important space taking missions, and yeah, it was a great showing.
Oh, I have some inside info here from Poi in chat saying they never play this map. Um, so no one has to go against the Brugesman bomb. So we have no idea what we might see out of this. It's all going to be pretty random. And it may just kind of be the team that's feeling themselves a bit more and who have, been playing better with one another here, Ben, I reckon.
Yeah, or that could just be bait, right? That could be bait. Someone could have been grinding the Bruisman rollout and saying to the team, you know what, first mid on Metalworks, we're going for it. But yeah, if not, like if it is a map that isn't sort of played too much, then it's like maybe the perfect battleground, right? Of like it's something where everyone's sort of got an even knowledge on it, and we might see people cooking up various bits. But before we go in, I'm going to ask you, what's your prediction? Obviously, we've seen both teams pick a map so far. Who do you think, off the basis of these last two maps, has the advantage going into the final map?
I think it's just the Gully Cows are going to be looking great, right? They had such a good last map. They're going to be riding a high, and I think they could take this all the way. But for anyone joining us, we are going to our final map of the NTF2CL 2024 Cup. The winner of this is going to take 250 euros in keys, so it's all high stakes for these players. Why don't you take us away, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what they're cooking up on this first mid-fight. Metalworks is where this entire tournament will be decided. Plenty on the line, as you state, as these teams make their way up onto this first mid. We've got the bombs coming all the way across, and a massive nuke over towards Isaac, taking down Smithshot. Isaac taken down also, but was it a crater there from Neverju on the way down from the height. Two soldiers for the price of a demo. Looking pretty good now for the red side as they can now send their counter-attacks over the top. Their bombers, but actually, Cibolo goes down, Sosok goes down too, and actually, it seems like the Gully Cows are coming out on top.
Yeah, it was looking a bit scary there at the start. Those two soldiers obviously got that demo man down early, but it thought like maybe they can just kind of get back into a good position here. Oh, I was a little bit scared. Amarok maybe was going to get onto the medic there. Unfortunately, cannot find anything in the end there. But yeah, as I was saying, it was looking good. Those two soldiers going down relatively early. Thought maybe they could get the re-rotate, but absolutely collapsed on by the Gully Cows. Take that convincingly. Going to keep that 100% advantage rolling into second, and surely this takes them all the way to last.
Yeah, we've been here before. First mid of the previous map went pretty much the same way over for the Gully Cows. They've come out swinging once more with those really nice bombs across the point, able to get the demo and able to get the medic eventually too as they use straight into this far left side. Oh, the flash just about keeps Ruzi alive from this bomb in from Alien Smiley, who is taken down finally. The gun still alive all the way back in spawn, not really covering a great deal towards the point, but he's going to make it harder to deny these spawn doors. Neverju going to be bombing in onto Sosok. Cibola gets taken out too, and the cap comes through. Bose on the point the entire time is going to clean that one up, and we are just 2 minutes into this grand final third map, and it's already 1-0 up for the Gully Cows.
Yeah, they want to take this aggressively. They want to take this fast. They want to show their dominance on this map here. That was a really nice push, to be fair. They got a reasonable amount of space from their Uber, but not too much value. After that, they kind of just decided, okay, guys, we're going to like change things up a little bit. We're going to have our soldiers chill out a little bit, have Ruzi trap the point, and then just let the scout cap. But we are onto this mid already, Ben.
Yeah, and again, it's the double bomb over towards the demo, and the medic, one medic goes down. Is the demo going to be taken down too? Isaac gets taken out to the double bomb, working to absolute perfection again over from the Gully Cows. They're getting so many picks in this low ground, and now Mora wants even more as they start walking into the house. Everyone going down over in the house as Alien, last one up, gonna go for the hero play, gets shot out of the sky. Was that a air shot, I believe, from Ruzi on the way up? That was crazy if that was.
Yeah, that looked like that was the pipe connecting. I was watching the Alien POV, and that was unlucky for him there and not able to get anything, and they already want to try to push this here. They are taking it in through this left-hand side. Don't have to pop yet. There's no sentry gun to have to worry about here. There's a pyro, however, we're taking it down quite fast. That is Dodo off of the field here. The soldiers coming in, trying to block. Actually getting quite a lot there. Bozy going down, traded by
Schmidt shot.
Mora. Oh, this is really nice by Schmidt, managing to get Alien here. Now this is just so messy. They want to stay in, but they're losing too many players here. The last one alive on the field is going to be Ribs here, trying to find something. However, it's going to probably have to leave here, right? It's chased by this soldier still, though.
Yeah, or the HP, the one Alien 30 HP doesn't quite have enough to feel confident in going for that bomb. But genuinely, the Gully Cows were about 60 damage away from winning that fight. Those two soldiers, Sosok and Alien, got out on such low HP, but they don't care. They got out alive, and that is exactly what matters, because now they're able to push up to second, cap up the point, and yes, it is a slight disad, but Ribs wasn't building for quite a lot of time. This ad is only sitting at around 15-20%. It's not anything too crazy over for the Gully Cows, and it's a very risky one to push in, so this might be the first the first safe position that the Jarate kids side have found themselves in this game.
Yeah, it should be. However, there is going to be that rotate into Valley here, and these double bombs are going to be coming out. It's a high bomb into main here, the second one going into that shuttle, trying to find any kills. Sosok, the only one to go down. But look how much space they've just taken for absolute free here. Those bombs made them fear so much, made them all have to back out. There's zero way they're going to be able to get back in there, and the medic just walks in for absolute free, heals up the team, and they're like, okay, we will take the second if you don't mind here. But now it's time to sack on to last. This is not always the easiest.
Oh, absolutely not. We said Snake's hard. Metalworks is sometimes appears even harder. There's lots of tight choke points, lots of great setups you can go for, and most of them revolve around a gun being placed somewhere, watching everything, and Dodo is going to be the one responsible for that one. Just going to build it up on the crate, pretty standard spot for these even situations. But Smithshot is in before the gun is finished building and lands two really nice rockets over to Sifola, who has to use out before the second one lands, before that kill comes through. Neverdew going to be in anyway, is going to be taken down, but 2 for 1, Ubercharge forced out. There is so much time for this push to come through. Gully Vaches are looking odds on to take a second round here.
Feels like every time the Jarate kids have some sort of small advantage, like, oh, you know, it's an even ground, and then they kind of, you know, get to make things hard. Something small happens to really just throw them off their game here, and it's tiny things like that sentry gun just being moved right at the wrong time and not being ready that can make all the difference here. And now it is going to be the Gully Cows taking another pressure into last here, take the sentry gun down straight away here. A lot of that Uber used onto it though, just to take that down. Soldiers comes in for the bombs here, on to the Jarate kids. Absolute huge collapse. The Scouts able to follow up here. There's a couple of players alive on both teams, but it looks like it's surely for the Gully Cows. If they play this well, all they have to do is get on the point. That's exactly what they do, and they take it 2-0 in just under 8 minutes, right? 7 minutes even.
Yeah, this has been they've come out absolutely flying in this third map, right? I was saying before, like, are we going to see a process, or are we going to see a snake watch, right, in terms of what teams are showing up? And we are definitely getting a snake watch at this point. Record speed coming out for the Gully Cows. They've never really looked in trouble this entire game so far, and it was a really well executed last push. Gonna get their second round on the board, and we'll see, is there any answer to these double bombs over the top of the point for Jarate Kid? It seems like they're coming over once more, landing straight in onto the grass. Demoman down, Smithshot gonna land one rocket over towards Cibola 2, but the bombs on the other side are coming through. Sosok gonna do a bit of damage, but it's all healed up very nicely from Ribs. One rocket lands in over onto that medic, but that's all that they're gonna find at 4v3. Neverdew gonna be taken down by Dodo, who comes on the flank, who is taken down in trade, but the space is taken. Gully Cows, they're getting mid.
Cibola finally gets to keep his life there. Decided just to kind of run out really fast through that back door. However, the only problem is with that is you are just pushed so far back. It was only really Amarok with him the whole time. The rest of his team kind of flanked over, and then their health is so bad. There's no chance to get an arrow on top of a crate. There's there's only limited health packs, and they came in trying to find those bombs, trying to find some damage for Amarok to kind of follow up on, but it just wasn't enough there. Sosok going down there is really bad as a stop this defense, as the double bombs are coming in here at double bombs. It's just a single for now with a very delayed second soldier. Lose 2 there on the Gully Cows. Lose 3. Neverdew going down late as well. And Mora, it's a 4-man. They get the force, but I don't know if that's the best thing they could really hope for, right?
Yeah, 10 seconds on these respawners. I think they might all be getting denied. Obviously, Smithshot is going to spawn up, but I'm not sure how many of the other ones are going to be there to join them. It doesn't seem like anyone, so only 3 players here on this second point. They are prime for the taking in terms of getting force for these next few seconds, and we'll see. Will Jarate get pressure forward, and will they try and go for this force?
They got to be careful here. Can still use into them, and that's exactly what they do. They tried to go aggressive forward, but there's no one actually that close. I guess it was a force looking at the health of the medic here. Are they going to be able to chase onto Cibola? He's on 50 health, however, just managed to run his way out. Both scouts die as well. Now this soldier surely looks doomed to the grave here. Oh, this medic
in
is
trouble.
well. Oh yeah, Ribs goes down. I think that's their first death of the game. Now this is looking great for the Jarate kids. They can take this slow, they can take this methodical, get these last couple picks, maybe even get this demo man pick late would be super strong.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is what you need right for Jarate to get themselves back in the game. At the bomb could be a Schmidt shot, the massive bomb onto the bridge. We were talking about Jarate Kid getting themselves back on the board, but they've lost their medic at a crucial time. What a bomb in from the blind spot over in alley, landing 2 huge rockets that could keep them in this round. Massive clutch up there.
Yeah, just no one aware that he could even go for that. I think he was just super unaccounted for, that he was going to be around to be able to go for that. And that's really unfortunate. You do see Sosok on the spy, spawned up. However, I think it might just be checking glasses here. Oh no, he's coming out on it actually. So we are going to have a spy on the field here, Ben. How do you like this? The Uber's nowhere near close. They could have maybe taken some time to try to go for plays, but no, they look like they want to go for something early. Maybe just want to spot things out.
Well, this is the French Cup, right? We've got to have some action from the French class, right? And Sosok is just taking space over towards lobby now as Neverdew is actually taken down. So this could potentially go for some sort of like pressure cook and they have the spike come in at a good time. The Cloak of Dagger is going to mean it's going to take a bit of time to get Sosok into position, who is currently just sat out towards this lockers area, just biding the time, just calling out information to the team, calling out the locations of everything. They've got the gun set up, they've got a teleporter set up, the dispenser set up too, they've got everything you could possibly dream of in terms of a defense, especially with their final soldier spawning back in 2 as Sosok creeps in even closer. Going to be sneaking over towards the gun, but in the meantime, Alien's jumping around, just distracting a bit of attention, just trying to buy some time and see if they've realised that Sosok is MIA.
Yeah, I thought maybe they wanted to go for the sap and sack. However, it looks like they just want to go for the kill, and they're so aware. Mora was so ready for that. They lose Alien as well, so that's soldiers down for the side of Jarate Kid. Now this is going to be a hard deep. If they want to put this out, they could very well get a 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to overstay too much over on the Gully Cow side, as again it could be very dangerous, but Neverdew has gone unspotted through lower lobby, bombing in onto the medic. Stibola takes 2 rockets and forces on 16 HP, just completely unwatched, and Neverdew might be getting out alive. Never mind, does not manage it. Better Uber coming in from Rivers with the players on the flank. Dodo has all the way through to last. Dodo's going to cap it, completely unseen in through lockers, and that is the danger of taking trades on second point. When you're pushing out of your own last, even though they had the players up, even though they had the better Uber, you can't watch everything. Dodo sneaks all the way in, and the heads-up player is going to get them on the board.
Yeah, this is a certified pushing out of last classic. We saw it last map. It was the advantage of the Gully Cows, and now it's gone to the Jarate Kid side here. And this might be what they need to get themselves back in the game. They've been struggling a little bit, but this can definitely change things. If they can change up this mid, if they can find a way to protect their medic and get a lot of early damage, this could be super good. They're looking towards changing things up just a little bit here. Still playing quite passive with these players over the left-hand side. However, they have been so much more aggressive early on here. It's going to be a huge collapse trying to get onto this medic. However, Cibola is living for now. It's just with Isaac. However, he should lose his life to the collapse for the Gully Cows. And while they should get the cap for now, I think if Cibola should keep his life, they should be able to get the re-push in.
Yeah, eventually. Bozo's gone very far aggressive, just scoping things out, getting some info, but is recalled back towards the team as midpoint gets capped up. Isaac only just spawning in now, and with Cibola not beaming for quite a while there is still some ad, but it's not like a completely full ad from if you just completely wiped and kept your medic alive. The whole mid going to be sitting at 60-50%-ish, so there is a timer on this play. This push has to come in the next 15-20 seconds, otherwise the ad will be neutralized, and there is always the possibility that on the Gully Cow side they could kite it out and then reuse it at a later date, and Mora just already dragging people back. They're just wanting to buy the time, and at this point the clock might just be running down to the point where there isn't ad anymore. Yeah,
you really question if it's really worth going in now. They look like they want to try to take something up through here, but they're not positioning themselves aggressive enough. As I say that, Isaac jumps in super aggressively, gets some good damage, will knock them out. You always have to make them fit that you are going to use in there. Unfortunately, they are not going to use with that bomb though.
Yeah, Isaac very, very lucky to be alive there. Took a heck of a lot of damage on that way into mid, but it's not going to matter. Neverdew going to lose out again to Sosok, who's clearly been practicing their MG 1v1s on the soldier class. Is winning out that fight on the flank, but the flank is not really what matters now. It matters about this Uber trade that's going on the middle point, as Ruzi has been sort of isolated by the team, was walking forward, calling the team in, but everyone else had backed him just to get healthy. As now the re-engagements from both these sides coming in. Alien and Isaac both in the respawn queue, though, means that this point is going to be very, very hard to cap, and Uzi gets taken down eventually, but Smidshot wants to fight.
Yeah, they keep taking this back and forth, back and forth. It was lucky they got that spawner of Sosok there, managed to take down the Demo Man. A lot of spam, a lot of eyes taken on that high ground, allowed them to get re-healthy. However, the spawners come straight back in here for the Gully Cows and actually win this out completely. I completely miss it, Ebola died. I'm so lost on some of these fights, and it's so back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it's absolute carnage. There was like 4 1v1s happening there at some points. There was players trading back and forth, people being caught out, people bombing in, going for huge plays, and speaking of bombing, going for huge plays, Alien going to try and land on people bombing in towards that shot. But it seems like everyone's slow enough on it. Alien going to bomb around now, and shoot to Ribs. Stickies were there just in time. Only one rocket is able to fire towards Riv's face, and it does the full 100 damage too, so that could have been so dangerous. But it seems like it's been negotiated for now. Rivs, Ruzi, Mora, the crew, all trying to work their way through lobby, and there's still advantage. They want to use it in from far left, and the Uber comes in already.
Yeah, taking it super aggressively, take down Sabola at a first. He was kind of in no man's land. So going down a second. That gun has been taken away as well now, so this is going to be super hard. If they play this slow game, they should be good. Taking down Alien is one step closer here, and now they are just completely overwhelming this point, and now it's looking so good. Just this Demo Man kill, and they're just toying with their speed now. They will take a third round here. This has been so quick though. Both these teams playing so back and forth, not really letting any stalemates happen.
Yeah, it's not like an old Metalworks game, is it? Metalworks is normally a lot slower than this, but absolutely it's been a joy to watch, and there's potentially still 15 more minutes of this, and that's the one thing, the one saving grace, right? If you're on Jarate kid's side, they're 2 rounds down, but there's still so much time left to play with that there's plenty of time to get these rounds on the board, and in particular their last mid looked so good. These double bombs across the point from Sosok and Alien Smiley looked great. They got the kills on the demo and the medic, everything you could possibly hope for, and we'll see if they go for something similar again on this one.
Yeah, they are enjoying kind of splitting their players. Alien, however, going down early. It's now all on Sosok. See what he can do. He does take down Ribs. That's really huge as a start to their meds. Yes, this is really nice. And look how comfortable they're kind of sitting in Valley here. They need to be a bit careful because the scout of Morad was getting in quite deep, taken down, and now it's just Ruzi not able to get anything started here. This last lone soldier somehow takes down Amarok. Poor Amar. Smidshot coming for a little bit of vengeance. Going to mean they can't snowball quite as fast.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to have to cap up with just the 3 players on mid. There's potential for some pressure towards the second point if they really want to, but it seems like Bose isn't too interested in that, getting the gun up already. As they're going to try to build up what they can towards getting an Uber. Rivs is still quite a long way away from that, but the second point has not started being capped yet, so maybe there's a world, if this is too slow, that Rivs could get something up eventually towards the back end of this fight. But if Jarate get a fast and they just fly in, then this could be a pretty spicy one.
Yeah, they're going to be for Amarok though. They need that pocket scout. He is with them now, already 80%. However, for Rivs has been so good at building on these last holes, and it's been absolutely crucial. It is going to be the gun under the point. That's all they're able to get. The soldier bombs are starting to come in now onto the medic. Rivs is forced out. However, they're in a really bad position. A lot of cap time coming out.
Oh, the cap time!
That's all they need. Dodo just stands on the point. No one was expecting it. A worthy and well-fought taunt there manages to cap that one out and brings it to 3-2, and this is exactly what they need on Jarate. They seem to have figured out their mids. They're getting good at pushing those last, and it's just that pressure from Dodo is sometimes all it takes, right? If you're fighting a fight on bridge, fighting a fight on bridge, you're fighting a fight on left side, it just makes it so difficult to really watch for that player who just runs straight to point.
Yeah, absolutely, and great zoning. The rest of the team is able to buy Dodo that space and just, the heads up plays to go for the point. Works out absolutely wonders, and 3-2 back to 1 round in it, and these mid-fights again have been going pretty damn decent for the Jarate kid side for these last couple, so Soldiers trading over the top of everyone. Dodo gets taken out. Cibola taken so weak though, and this time maybe it's not going quite so rosy over on the side of Jarate Kid, losing so many players here. Just 2 left alive, and both rather low HP. Ribs gets up-directed there from Sosok, but is able to live. Amma last alive all the way, running away, trying to hightail it out. Maybe going to go for some sort of play through the back door, and actually they're all going to try and go for the fight on mid to try and block this against Mora, the 1v1 Scout MGE. Mora very happy to win that one. Taunts as well to assert dominance on that midpoint.
Yeah, Mora had a really nice mid there. I really liked what they decided to do. So instead of kind of trying to protect their medic, super hard. They kind of ran over the point and just went for Sabola. However, we are onto a last push. Demoman going aggressive. There's barely even a sentry gun to go for here. It's still being built, so it's not even doing any damage. Uber has faded here. They want to try to play the point a little bit. Soldier bombs in, not able to get anything. Never due. The only casualty. Mora going down now. However, it's looking pretty rough. There's only a couple players on the side of the Gully Cows. Nice pike though, might get things working if he can get absolutely everything. However, he's not able to, and the Gully Cows not able to convert this time. Jarate kids will manage to hold onto this last for now.
Yeah, that's the thing is those last couple of frags coming through make such a big difference. If they're pushing out with 5 players rather than 3, maybe they can start pushing out early. But now, by the time they're pushing out, there's already players going to be roughly in position to defend the second point. So those last kills, it maybe not going to help you get onto the point, but it's going to help you in that regard. But regardless of that, Smithshot trying to go for some sneaky spy play is spotted out instantly as second point just being crept forward onto now. There's no one going for anything, particularly Ratty. Everyone on the Gully House side just backing up towards mid. They want to get out here, and they want to get their own Uber ready, because Rivs does have an Uber to play with.
Yeah, absolutely. They could start going in a little more aggressively. And this is kind of what they need to do, right? They need to try to play these small advantages, but a player behind here and big bombs coming in. This could be someone losing their life here. Oh my god, that's so lucky. They managed to live here.
Mora's got a 3k on flank. In the midst of this, Mora gets a 3k, and there's more players in now as well. Smithshot going to be coming in to try and clean up what was started as the force finally comes out. Amarok falling down onto the ground though, is not able to run across the bridge, not able to get in onto Rivs, onto Ruzi and onto Boz, who are now the ones walking in, trying to get across this point, trying to get finally through this doorway and in. But they're happy they've got this Uber, right? And the players now on the Jarate Kids side are going to try and force this out of Ruzi, out of Rivs, and eventually the Uber charge is used out. Rivs gets taken so low, but 2 players dying for it and plenty of space given up. Gully Cows want to go on this.
Yeah, Sosok is just on such a long respawn queue. It's a 22-second one, and now this gives him so much more opportunity. However, it doesn't matter if Bozy just walks straight into the pipe of Isaac, and they might even get a little bit collapsed. The Alien went in aggressive, was a good heads-up play, however, not able to have any follow-up from anyone else, and Mora is still in as well here. They need to be careful. Can't really lose their life here, or they might just open the door for a push onto second.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of sack attempts there through onto Sabola, but Sabola held strong. Didn't take too much damage from any of them, so advantage now back in the way of the Jarate kid. But there's players fighting for this. Everyone's bombing, and Sosok's taken down by these double soldiers on this far left side, and Mora still wreaking absolute havoc. Mora is a menace on this flank. He's tearing apart all of these players over on the Jarate kid side, and that's going to force everyone back out. Going 2 for 1 on the flank there is huge, as now the pressure can come back in onto last. The spam comes across 2, and that's going to delay everything.
Yeah, they even had a slight Uber advantage on the Jarate kids they might have been able to push out from. However, yeah, Mora were just playing in that lower area and managed to get 2, which is super good from him. And now we just kind of reset things, but they want to keep pushing forward here on this side of the Jarate kid. They just don't want to stop.
Yeah, like, I don't think we're at the time where you need to start going for like crazy things like that. There's 8 minutes left, 3 minutes 40 on the round time. Like, you're not in that big of a rush, but at the end of the day, you really don't want to stay to the full 5 minutes here if you can help it. And, well, if they're getting forced out, maybe that might have to be the best they can hope for, because now they're in big trouble. Ama's going to run into the lobby and just see absolutely no one to shoot. Neverdew getting ready to spam across on the way back too, and Ama just has to run back out. This Uber charge has got absolutely nothing.
Yeah, there's just no chance of them getting anything there. Everyone's just so far back. So, you know, really nice force here from the Gully Vaches. We'll see what they can do here now. It's going to be their full Uber advantage, and they've looked pretty good so far on these, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely, and this could seal the deal if they're able to get this one round up already. Could be 2 pretty soon, as Sosok, Neverdew trading out early on in this one. Alien are going to try and bomb across, taken down by the Uber, and this Uber with Mora and Ruzi is doing so much good work. Going to play out behind the point now, do the damage that they can. Cibola getting juggled in, is surely going to be taken down by Smithshot as the frags going the way of the blue. The Gully Cows, 1 player last up, Dodo blocking for their life, but they can't block long enough. 1 scout can only do so much. 2-round lead is restored in the Gully Cows, and they want to run home with this one.
Yeah, it's only 1 round remaining to take this all, take all of that prize money, 250 euros in keys from our sponsor Manco Store. It's looking really, really nice for them here. We'll see if they can convert on this mid. I feel like they've looked so solid on these last pushes. All I feel like they need to do is just secure the mid, and they could do it on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jarate can have no slouches either, but this time the double bombs from both these sides were into chaos carnage mode. Everyone going ultra aggression across the points. Players being dropped all over the place. We're going to try and keep up with what's going on here as 4 players go down over on the Gully Cow side, and this is the lease of life that Jarate Kid need. Yes, Cibola's gone down, but at the end of the day, that's a 4v0 essentially, and they're going to get mid and they can maybe start walking forward.
Yeah, the white means they should be able to secure second here, right? Um, just
Dodo's
allowing them
interested.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like they did more play to go further a little bit earlier there to really secure things. They've kind of just allowed them to come back in. I feel like if the demo man kind of had a bit more spam and if they had a soldier
Alien?
there, maybe they could have got it. However, yeah, no, they've just given a bit of space.
Yeah, Alien was ratting around in the lockers in lobby, but has decided to come back and try and bomb round, try and deny these people from getting back into the second point over on the Gully Cow side, but maybe the frags actually going the way of the Gully Cows. They're catching some people on the low ground. The Soul Alien still wants to get in, still wants to try and do the damage that they can, but it's not going to really be enough, and they're forced back out again. 2 players going down, Amber on a very long respawn as well. It means that now 5v4, seems that the Gully Cows, they just want to walk in. They're not bothered about the fact there's 5 minutes left and they're 2 rounds up. They're happy to potentially look and risk and push out to Valley, but eventually thinking better of it, going to back up Alien. They're going to try and catch the 1 rocket. Ooh, does not land the second.
Dropped Dodo there. The Uber is forced out Sabola. They wanted to go aggressively, however, do not get the flash onto that scout quite early enough, and now it's all going wrong again. Sosok is going to be poor, Isaac is poor, it's just Sabola, but surely he's poor as well. This is essentially a wipe.
Yeah, absolutely. Amber is in behind doing whatever they can, but not going to be enough as midpoint getting capped up. Rivs 100% Uber advantage, 4 rounds to 2, 4 minutes 30 seconds on the clock, and this not the situation you want to be in whatsoever if you're on Jarate Kid. Alien gonna try and go for something as they walk through this doorway, but there's only so much you can do as a single soldier to deny this. Does eventually get out alive just about, but they're in deep, deep trouble. We're saying 4-2, or will they have time to get back with these 2 rounds? The game ends if there's 5 rounds, right? Like, Rivs has 100% Uber, Cibola has 30%, and I don't think Gully Cows are showing any signs of stopping.
No, and their last push has been so good. I was saying this before. They've been near perfect on these last pushes. They like this left-hand side. It's worked out well for them. Pop straight through here. It's a heavy instead of a gun, and he's getting 0 focus on him, which might be a bit of a mistake. Finally does go down. Jarate are losing so many players during this. They're trying their very hardest to defend this last point. Do manage to get Mora, so they are actually evening things out. This isn't too bad. Bosi also going down. There's only one man who could do it now, and it isn't going to be Ruzi. We'll see what he has. Nice 2 picks. It's just a demo man left alive. And they just walk on the point. Huge from Ruzi, and they will bring that to a 5-2 victory. So your champions of the NTF2CL Summer 2024 Grand Finals are going to be the Gully Vaches, also known as the Gully Cows, and they're going to take that €250 prize pool.
Yeah, that's absolutely great. That last fight there, Ruzi just did so much good work in that post fight. It really shows the advantage of, like, even in these 3v3 scenarios, right? Having a medic alive as one of your 3 players is so big. Yes, you have less damage output, but Ruzi got so many arrows there from Rivs and was just able to keep shelling out the damage. There's 2 huge damage weapons that Demoman has, right? The stickies and the pipes, and using both of them to great effect. Some great pipes landed too. And yeah, was able to clean up as just the last 2 players alive there, and yeah, winning it out 5-2, and honestly, like, it felt like Jarate Kid, they were in it for moments, but at the end of the day, the 2 rounds they got were essentially from Dodo running onto point and standing on it, right? Like, that was like the thing. It was basically Dodo having like moments of like just seeing gaps in the defenses, one from the back cap and also one in the middle of that Uber fight. But like, that was about the only times they got on the board. It was, other than that, like you say, these last pushes over on the Gully Cow side, it's a complete turnaround from what we saw earlier in the series.
Yeah, things just seemed to get really messy for them. They were trying to play in the chaos, and it just wasn't working for them. I feel like once their game plan didn't work, they just didn't know what to do. I think
No,
that was their biggest disadvantage.
no, absolutely not. And for the final time tonight, we can throw up some logs, see who's been shining through. I know who I might think has been having a pretty decent one on this one, but we can have a look. And yeah, 4 deaths. Rivs only had 4 deaths. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, Ribs didn't have a first death till like the third round. They
Yeah,
were
it was
playing
crazy. Yeah,
insane that map. I mean, and Nakamura, 36 kills. It's just going absolutely crazy in this grand final, especially those last two maps.
340 DPM as well.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it from Amarok and we maybe expected it, but Mora just absolutely pulling out all the guns. Ruzi doing a great job of staying alive and pumping out the damage as well. I think was a big game changer.
Yeah, and basically everyone stood up, right? Because like we saw these double bombs and mid were also getting great output. Like Never Jonas mid shot, like is a combo we mentioned a lot earlier in the series too. And yeah, they shone through. The first couple of mids were basically won off the back of these double bombs over the top, landing on meds, landing on demo men over on that low ground towards Valley, and that's what forced Jarate kids to switch things up, right? And they had to start going for these alternate mids, start going for aggression themselves, and but. They basically got 2 rounds off of those great mids at the start, and yeah, great play all around from the Gully Cows, and they're going to enjoy some big rewards.
Yeah, they will be going home happy tonight. But very well played from all the teams. It seems like this tournament was really well ran to get all those games going. And unfortunately, the Jarate kids maybe fell to that fatigue. They've been playing all day. I think they must have been playing for 8 hours now, pretty much
Yeah,
back
it's
to
a long
back to
time.
back. That's
Yeah,
crazy to keep playing for that long. So well done for them for winning that first map and making it a close one throughout.
yeah, it's great. Like obviously, I was another tournament. I was singing the praises of this event, right? NTF2CL. Obviously, these are mixed teams, but like they're obviously priced in such a way that like you do get close games like throughout the tournament. Like there's not like you see before when they dumped something. There's only like a couple of 5-0s throughout it, and I think honestly the 5-0 that we saw here in Snake was maybe a bit of an anomaly. But like a lot of the time, like, these teams are so closely matched. There's great back and forth. There's great mixes of players in all the teams. It works really well as a format in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. However, I think that is all from us tonight. So, final shout out to JMax for producing, and thank you very much to Ben for co casting with me tonight. It was a pleasure, and we hope to see any of you for our coverage here on Essentials.tf. May it be Nations Cup, may it be regular 6v6 season. If you do like some TF2 6v6, do make sure to follow. However, we will see you another time. So, good night.